are listening to Spaceboy Universe on the SBU network.
Explore the universe with Spaceboy and Surlana.
32 minutes, 21 seconds. 5-second tone followed by a 1-second pause.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Okay, gang, let's go.
From the space city called Houston, Texas, welcome to Spaceboy Universe, featuring Spaceboy and the lovely Surlana. So strap in and prepare for launch sequence.
Greetings and salutations. I am Spaceboy.
And I'm Surlana.
And this is Spaceboy Universe. It is December 24th, 2016, and tonight it is kind of an open night tonight on the mic. And we'll take your calls. As always, follow us on Twitter. That's at the SB Universe. You can follow Surlana at Surlana and follow me at Spaceboy Music. Plus, follow the network. That's at the SBU Network. Remember to use your hashtags. That's hashtag SB Universe and hashtag Space Cadets. Want to hang out with the Space Cadets? You can do so by going to spaceboyuniverse.com, click the dancing chat bubble in the player, and that will get you in with all the cool kids. In addition to Twitter, you can find us, find the Universe on Facebook, Tumblr, SoundCloud, iTunes, and YouTube. Just look for Spaceboy Universe. Speaking of YouTube, at some point we're going to get some more content up there on our YouTube channel, and you'll find more than just Spaceboy Universe of archive of shows. There will be more content from Spaceboy Music, video interviews, 2-Bit Gamers, and so much more. Can't catch the show live? No problemo. Take SBU on the go with you via Spreaker, SoundCloud, iTunes, because, man, we love to broadcast. On that note, how are you, Surlana?
Hey, pleasantly surprised.
People falling in? And
yeah, Barrett's here. I wonder what he's got cooking. James C.
Oh, Barrett.
Santa Bob is here.
Let me throw this one out. Barrett, you need to check your email. I sent you a Kindle book, and so there should be a Kindle book. You might have to check your junk mail. K28, I had sent him one too, and he had to check his junk mail. But Barrett, I just sent you a copy of The Wrong Tombstone by Gordon Roop. So you'll have that as a little present in there. So... but it is good to see everybody in the chat room, and I'm so glad that you're spending your Christmas Eve with us. And it's very special that you decided to make it a part of your night tonight, the Universe.
James C's in there, Barrett, Bob, Santa Bob's in there.
I saw your sister.
My sister's there. I think Dennis, was that Dennis? Yeah, I think Dennis is there. K28 is
James
sneaking in and out.
Oh, James, what am I going to do with you? I'm not even going to mention that on the air, but always a good chuckle from James Cruz. But Space Cadets, I want to, since you're listening, we have a new phone number to the Universe. It's quite cool. In fact, when I say the Universe, it's more like the SBU network. We have an 800 number now that will facilitate calls that you can call in, so you don't have to recur or whatever the word is, charges on your phone. So, and you'll still be able to call through Skype, but that number is 818-616 SBUN. It's 818-616 I believe it's 7286. Is that correct?
Not ready yet for it.
Yeah. We'll open up the phone lines at the bottom of the hour when we pull it in overdrive. You know, this time we like to spend time chatting with you, about various things and stuff that's all good in the neighborhood. Cool. Yes. Barrett got his Gordon book. Great. That's another one off our list. Now,
did everyone get their Solaris book?
Yeah, I heard Fran got her book. Someone else notified me that they got their book too. And since I'm telling you this, for some time we've been trying to do something special for the Space Cadets. And of course, if you want to send us your email address along with your address information, you can do so by doing stuff@spaceboyuniverse.com. That's stuff@spaceboyuniverse.com. And you might get something random via Amazon or in the mail, depending on the time of the year. And, we like to take care of cool stuff. Yeah, Dennis is saying Ty got his book. But did you take the spaceship?
Did you get the box?
Did you take the spaceship and the sticker, Dennis? That's the ultimate question. Did you take all the other stuff out of the box and give him? Oh, here, this is all you got, Dennis, or this is all you got, Ty. So,
I put a little extra something in there. That was all for Ty, but I don't know if the box made it to Canada yet.
It did. Because the book. I put the book inside there.
Oh, you got a physical book, not a
e-book. Yeah. He got a physical book. I figured, what was the point?
He says not the box yet.
What? He got the Tombstone book. Well, I guess Dennis, clarify that for her. Did he get the Solaris book or did he get the Gordon book? That's what I need to know.
I get that because Canada's far away and they have customs to go through.
And this is a live show, so please forgive me. I'm having to let the cat out of the room. So please.
Yeah, we had a special guest briefly, Muffin, and she is now being escorted from the premises. There she goes. If she would have just sat still, it would have been fine.
She was doing a good job. All of a sudden, I guess maybe she heard my voice and said, I got to get out of here.
She doesn't trust you fully.
Anyway, so let's see. Yeah, he got Solaris' book. And then, Tombstone in the email. So I guess he got both.
He's waiting on the other. He's waiting on the book. He's waiting on the physical stuff.
Anyway, so, Rowdy Cat indeed.
Muffin is such a loud mouth. If she would just chill out.
Yes.
Like I've done today.
So, you got your nap in today, and I guess it's all well and dandy. So let's spend the next 30 minutes chit-chatting about banter, as we like to give our audience the lowdown on stuff.
Well, can we just reiterate we have a new call-in number because we have a new call-in system.
Yes.
That will be able to take group calls so much better than Skype. I mean, we're still using Skype in a way, and you can use Skype too. But that's good. We have a P.O. box now. Mm-hmm. If you need to send us something.
Do you have that address, Surlana?
No.
Actually,
I don't.
It's funny. I found
we've got so many bits of information we need to keep handy.
I found the receipt for the mailbox on the studio desk here, and give me a second. Let's see here. Live broadcasting at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. I had to take my glasses off to read the fine print. Well, Surlana, you could talk while I'm
looking at you.
I'm looking at. I know our zip code for the mailbox is 79411. No, that's our mailbox. Okay, yes. So if you want,
I have no clue what's going on.
Here it is. If you want to mail something to Spaceboy Universe, you can do it by going to or sending it to Spaceboy Universe, P.O. Box 79411, zip, and that's Houston, Texas 77279. So let me read that again. So any correspondence you want to send to Spaceboy Universe, send it to Spaceboy Universe, P.O. Box number 79411, Houston, Texas 77279. So that's our post office box. So if you want to send us something, you can do so by sending it there. What else? And then, of course, we got the new phone number for the network. the SBU network. We're closing in on new website.
Yeah, I've gotta get it into high gear this week. While I'm still got a week off.
What else do we got that we're building here? As she types away over there.
I'm sorry.
And we are going to have this show is going to be a little loosey goosey, but
we didn't prep.
Well, what was there to prep? I mean,
the only thing that we did that was like ooh this week was I actually got to do 3 slow cooker meals because we're here.
God,
plus baked potato.
I am so stuffed this week. I mean,
that's good stuff.
I feel all clogged up because of all the meat that I've eaten. We've had pork loin, we've had roast, we had what else? What was the third?
Chicken, chicken, shredded barbecue chicken.
The chicken turned out fabulous. I mean, it was so tender and delicious and juicy, and she barely seasoned it, but it was just mouth-watering good. I was kind of like, oh, well, that's pretty big chicken, but it worked out perfect. Wouldn't you say so?
I didn't. Yeah, I was worried because I got up so early to put it in there that it was going to be overcooked or something, and it just fell apart.
Every meal was made to perfection.
I got up at 6 a.m., threw it in, got it all prepped and prepared, seasoned, and went right back to bed.
I mean, I felt bad because we had, there was enough there for another person there. To eat, and I mean, I had.
If only we knew another person.
Yeah, if only we knew another person
that lived in less than 20-mile radius.
Exactly. We would have stuffed you full of food this week, and but unfortunately, everyone lives all over the globe. So, what can you do?
But people out there, don't feel bad. We didn't exchange gifts. We didn't decorate. We don't have a tree.
Yeah, so we don't have to worry about cleaning up the pine things or anything, and.
Well, I got up at 6 a.m. to throw things into a slow cooker, and then I went right back to bed. We're talking like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. I gotta be honest here. I've never been more proud of you to like jump out of bed and do something because you're not.
The quicker I did it, the quicker I could get back.
You're not a morning person. You would prefer to stay sleeping until later in the evening.
If I could just get a paying job where I could do it at night here.
Well, and that's why we need your help, Space Cadets. Make sure to pass the word along that you're listening to Spaceboy Universe, and because we would love to do this full time.
As you know, if you're a good constant listener, we usually do better shows than this, but it's a holiday, so
it's like it's like we're the family's all over for our Christmas Eve kind of Christmas celebration thing, and the difference is that we're virtually all together, and and so it's something to do. I mean, while everything is on reruns, there's nothing good to watch on TV.
You and I actually watched a couple movies together.
Well, we did watch a couple movies together. And what movies did we see?
Well, I watched by myself. I watched The Penguins of Madagascar. Oh, dear Lord, that is an awesome movie.
And I had already seen it before, and I recommended it to her, and I wanted to watch it with her, but I have this policy.
I'll watch it again with you later.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It's a fun movie.
That's a great movie.
And hopefully Tanner got his penguin because
Madagascar. Now I want one now. Let's go back and get me one.
Eating the Cheeto thing. But yeah, I liked it because it was action-packed through the whole thing.
Now I'm going to want a Funko Pop of that penguin.
I'll have to hunt you down one. But
he's so cute.
He was definitely.
And it was like the littlest one, the youngest penguin had that salute, and it was
private.
It was that stupid Benny Hill salute that he does, that goofy one. And I was like, it's a Benny Hill reference.
So you have Private, Kowalski, Skipper, and then there's the other one. I can't think of
his name, but they were so funny. I watched Zootopia with you, which was a little bit heavy for a kid's show. The theme of it was a little bit heavy. It's like a Star Trek episode.
There were some points in there that you kind of get the idea of like racism. You get the idea of
class warfare, something like that.
Nudity, in the sense that
animal nudists.
Yeah, animal nudist. So I don't think that the movie was so oh my God, I can't believe. They're talking about this or they're showing it was a good movie, and then of course Flash,
the sloth,
Flash
the sloth.
Yeah, I thought it was a great movie. It did great in the box office, and so I would hope that there is a sequel to it.
And they made a fun of Disney movies. They made fun of how everything was so cutesy, and everybody sings a song and everything's all better. It's like, oh, it doesn't have that. Real life isn't like that way in the city. And
I like how they had the bootleg movies of movies that hadn't come out from Disney yet, but in the theme of Zootopia. The Breaking Bad references.
there was a Breaking Bad reference in Zootopia, right
so-
near the end.
Yeah, so that was kind of cool. So I enjoyed that. It was good to watch that again. Of course, now the big elephant in the room, as we go, you like my segue here, is Westworld.
Oh, it's not really an elephant in the room. It's just it took me 2 weeks to get to the last episode because I was busy.
And I'm going to warn everybody, spoilers. If you haven't seen it already, you should have seen it already. And, it's out there. So there might be something that might...
Well, what you did was, because we don't have cable, we never will because we don't want it, is you bought a subscription to HBO through Amazon.com.
Right.
And that's how we were able to watch it.
Well, see, I originally bought Stars because I wanted to see the Evil Dead stuff, and that's worked out great. It's like, I like this. It's a la carte. This is what I've always wanted, and as far as watching movies and television shows and yada, yada, yada. And so, when I heard about the Westworld thing, I thought, that'd be really cool. And then you started talking about it, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and do this, so we'll have HBO too. And so I really enjoyed Westworld, and
it was pretty well written.
And
you'd say,
and the fact is, you've only watched it once through all the way. And since I binge watched ahead of you, and then I kind of went back and started watching it again with you, it made a lot more. Okay, I understand that more, and so I see that now, and so
well, right at the end, the last episode had to be longer than an hour. So I think it's 2 hours. When we got really, really near the end of that episode, last episode, Hopkins was talking to Dolores, and he was in like his own personal underground lab that no one else knew about.
Right.
And he was talking about Da Vinci's The Birth of Man, or God Creating Man, because he had that picture on the wall.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder if he's going to talk about the hidden part of that picture, where the part where God is laying in with his angels that looks like a human brain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that's like the whole focus of the whole entire series. So I was like, okay. Yay, I'm not stupid.
It's interesting.
So I was looking
it's
at that.
interesting how Da Vinci was a lot like Nostradamus in the sense of hiding what he really meant in something deeper. And whether you're looking at that or the Last Supper,
I love it when I figure out stuff on my own before they tell me, because I feel like, yay, I'm not dumb.
Yeah, there was some parts of Westworld I figured out in advance. It's just when you've seen so much sci-fi, things become predictable. And then plus, I drew from parts of the original Westworld that
I never saw the original, but
back in the 70s.
There was a quick, brief Easter egg to the Yul Brynner character in this series. You've got to really pay attention to see it.
So basically, where I really could identify with this show was that they were in loops, and
time is not what you think it is.
Exactly, and
it is like a dream.
It is
and over.
So, would you recommend? Okay, this is the part where I give you. What kind of rating would you give this? Would you give this how many or how many? What would be the appropriate?
Well, I can't say that on air, so I'll write it down for you.
Okay.
I would give
naked androids. How many naked androids would you give this? Because there's a lot of.
Very close. You know what I'm thinking? Because every time I would see one, I'd scream out and point.
Oh yeah.
I would give it 4.5 stars out of 5. We'll keep it
you gave
PG.
it stars. Wow. I would give it.
And now I'm going to write down my answer on a card.
I would give it at least 4.5 violent delights, and
out of 4 violent desires.
Yes, exactly. So it's a must see. If you should check it out. So great to finally see that whole through and enjoy it. And I recall, yes. Surlana, and this should be funny. Surlana has just flashed me a card with her answer.
That's why it's called a flashcard, dear.
And now we go to Charles Nelson O'Reilly Well, that's a funny situation.
Charles Nelson Riley. O'Reilly would be the Irish version.
Yes, I'm sorry. I got it bad again. There I go with my...
Feel free to call in later with your favorite impression of Charles Nelson O'Reilly.
Anyway, so we go from that. We got up and went out there and to have some lunch today. And we got there a little early, so we scooted on down to the GameStop. And I thought, we'll just stop in there to see if they have an NES Classic in there, the hunt for the NES Classic. It's elusive. It's almost like trying to hunt down Bigfoot. And so we get into the store, and this young man, because compared to me, everybody's young.
No, this kid was young.
What would you say, under 20?
Like 19, maybe.
Yeah,
what's the legal age to work? 18?
Well, I don't know. My parents put me to work when I was 15.
Well, yeah, that was, back in the farm days.
It wasn't farming. I was building custom houses with them. But anyway, so this kid comes up to us and, wants to know if he can help us. And I said, well, we're kind of looking around, but if you could tell us if you have a NES Classic in stock, that would be great. And of course, he said, what is that? And I'm like, and I'm thinking in my brain here, I'm saying, okay...
He was only born 5 years ago.
No, but still, he's working at a game store, so you would know somewhat of the product, and that's a hot item to get right now. So now you're trying to say I shouldn't be hard on him because he didn't know what he was selling.
I don't know because I don't care.
Well,
sorry.
The thing is,
I was just there because there's going to be food afterwards.
Anyway, so the kid went and asked, and they didn't have it, and so we went back. We went back to Cane's.
Explain what it is you're looking for.
Well, if you don't know what the NES Classic is, Nintendo has put out, and I've mentioned this before on a previous broadcast, but let me just rekindle this all together again. The NES Classic is a small little bread box type thing. About
It's in your hand.
Huh? Yeah,
you
could fit it in the palm of your hand, and it has 30 classic Nintendo games, like for example Donkey Kong, and it has Super Mario Brothers. It is
a little shrunk version of the original Nintendo Entertainment System that has all the best games already preloaded, right?
30 games, not all the best games.
Oh, excuse me.
There's more games out there that could have been better to put on the system, but. I imagine down the road, Nintendo...
Let me preface that. I don't care, but I was being supportive.
Well, I think you need to continue to be supportive. So, anyway, it has 30 games on there, and it can be... You can plug an HDMI cord in it.
That's kind of cool.
That is cool. That's very significant. And it's got 3 views where you can set it up where it's got the classic CRT... mode where you can see it on screen.
Seen that demoed.
Pixel Perfect, where you get to see the pixels as it was meant to, Let me back this up. Back when this machine came out, it had the capabilities of being HDMI, but because TVs had not...
didn't have it yet,
you couldn't even play it. I mean, that's how advanced the NES was for its time.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so anyway, so I'm looking for this I don't want to call it a stupid thing, but it's kind of like something I'm looking forward to.
Well, they've been sold out
yeah.
since they announced it. I mean, Amazon did have it, and boom, it was gone. They did another run of it, boom, it's gone.
Yeah, so anyway, we will eventually find out.
That's just par for the course for this year. It's been a series of disappointments and unexpected heartbreaks.
Mm-hmm.
So why should anything else be different?
Right. So I'm thinking about going to the movies tomorrow. I know you're going to be journeying to Porter.
I'm going to have a Cordis Catfish Christmas.
And that might be later in the afternoon, but, what I'm thinking about going to see is the Star Wars movie.
Sure, let's get up at the crack of dawn on Christmas and go see Star Wars.
Well, then nobody will be there at 9 o'clock in the morning. So,
I bet you're not the only nerd in town.
Well, I don't doubt that.
But it's been out for a week, hasn't it?
It's been out for at least a week, yeah. And, I mean, we're talking about Christmas Day at 9 o'clock. Who in their right...
Everybody be opening presents.
Yeah, while everybody's opening their presents, I'll be able to sneak into a theater and go in there and watch a movie. I don't want to see passengers...
I would hope you would pay for it, not just sneak in.
Well, you know what I mean by sneak in ahead of the wave, if you will. And
would you go to this one or that one?
well, I was thinking about going to Cinemark.
Okay.
And I know
Just 'cause it's close?
It's close. It's 9:00 in the morning, compared to the Edwards. I hadn't even checked the time on that one, and now the researcher is researching the information.
No,
Or,
I'm
okay.
just typing in chat.
So yeah, James Cruz has seen it. He says it's great. Okay. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. I've heard only positive things about it, and
I saw a few very brief clips on like some talk show about the main android,
yes,
who looked much more entertaining than C-3PO ever was.
right. I've heard that he is entertaining.
You know, 3PO was like, this robot seems ultra dry and witty, chill. You know?
Right. Alan, what's his last name?
It's not pronounceable.
It starts with a T.
Yeah.
But anyway.
He's been in things.
Yeah, like he's been in Firefly. He's been in Dollhouse.
I wouldn't know, babe.
Well, I'm just putting it out there where people, I'm sure other beyond yourself, would know this information. So they're out there and all that good stuff. So I'm going to do that, and which brings up an interesting topic because in that particular movie, and I forgot his name already. It's not Christopher Plummer, but Christopher Plummer, and he played Tarkin in the Star Wars original. Peter Cushing?
Cushing?
Yes, thank you very much. I was like, what's his name? Well, anyway, they brought him kind of back to this movie, Rogue One. And they used CGI to, kind of, make it look like him and all that good stuff. Which brings up the topic of CGI bringing actors back from the dead.
I don't know.
Now, this has been predicted like 5 to 10 years ago that there would be a time when we would be able to bring, can you imagine Bogart and Cher, and not saying Cher's dead yet, and I'm knocking on wood, I don't want to imply anything, but just pick several different actors coming together to play in a movie that, Jimmy Stewart, and, all these different actors.
Well, we have the technology now to
Yes.
do all that.
Well, I mean, just like in Tron Legacy when they de-aged
But I assume
Jeff Bridges.
the ancestors, the descendants,
Well,
would have some say in whether they would allow that or not.
Exactly. You would still have, if you could get through the hurdles of, okay,
Legality.
The legality part, like a Marilyn Monroe or maybe even a James Dean or, any of these people that are passed on, it'd be still like you'd still contract with the family for the likeness of the particular movie. It'd be like the actor's alive in a sense. But can you imagine having a movie of an actor that you liked that's no longer with us, but, so...
I'm trying to think who I liked Cary Grant. That's about it.
Judy.
He never actually said that, by
I
the way.
know, but still, you knew exactly what I was talking about. And so, on that magical note, Surlana, let's take our mega break, and we'll open up the phone lines. And if you want to call in, it is open forum. So whatever you want to talk about tonight, the number is 1-818-616-7286.
Or SBUN.
Like I was, 818-616 SBUN.
Let me
So
type that out.
with that magical note. So let's take the break. You get everything connected. We'll be right back after this.
I'm from another planet. I'm from another planet. Can you hear me? Answer me. Can you hear me?
Hello, Space Cadets. It's me, Spaceboy of Spaceboy Universe Live. I'm here to ask you to consider donating to cover our costs for broadcasting our live show. We love our show. We believe in the product, but we need your support. So visit SpaceboyUniverse.com and click the Donate Now button. This will take you to the SBU PayPal account, and you can choose the payment type of your choice. Every little bit helps. Surlana and I appreciate your support. And as always, listen to Spaceboy Universe live on Saturday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, only on SpaceboyUniverse.com.
Hello Space Cadets. It is announcer Savannah. I want to tell you that as a dedicated member of the SBU team, you always want to look your best. Do it in a Spaceboy Universe t-shirt. Get yours at spaceboyuniverse.com by clicking the banner on the website. Remember that, it's Spaceboy's Universe, and you're in it.
This is author Jordan Root. You are listening to the Spaceboy Universe.
This is K28, and I'm listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hi, y'all. This is Lori calling from Texas, and I love listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hey, this is Dave Cruz, host of Beyond the Strange, and you're listening to Spaceboy Universe.
This is Wendy. I'm listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hey, y'all. This is Lorelai DeLille. I listen to Spaceboy Universe. Don't you? Tell your mom and them I said hi.
The epic battle begins this Friday. Direct from ringside at Laser Death Melt Pit. Bot versus Bot in Galaxy's 2-ton weight championship, where your challenger, Good Bot, will face the reigning champion, Bad Bot. You're terminated. Reserve seating starting at $30. 2-drink minimum, where ladies don't get in free. This is an SBU production. You're listening to Spaceboy Universe.
Hi, this is Spaceboy, and I want to take this time to invite you to join Spaceboy and Surlana in our on-demand show called Data Bites, bite-sized pieces of the universe. You can catch it on demand on Spreaker.com. Just search for Spaceboy Universe. And remember, it's Spaceboy's Universe, and you're in it. Hey, Surlana!
What?
If Spaceboy Universe was cheese, would you eat it? Come on now, it's a simple question.
Maybe.
SpaceboyUniverse.com. Techno, dance, atmospheric moods? Yes, my friends. My latest release, Digital, has something for everyone. Even makes a great gift for Grandma. Buy your digital download at SpaceboyMusic.com.
Greetings, Space Cadets. Let's see what's in the sky tonight in the Spaceboy Universe. Tonight, in the eastern sky, we have Spaceboy Universe rising above the horizon in glorious splendor. And in the west, we can see Surlanus Majoris, which is visible at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, just below the K28 belt. So keep your eyes on the sky and listen to Spaceboy Universe.
Greetings everyone. You can catch Spaceboy Universe on every Saturday night at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. However, we know that you might not be able to catch the live show. That is why we have many places to listen to it on demand, like iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube and Spreaker. So take the universe with you wherever you go. Always remember that, it's Spaceboy's Universe, and you're in it.
To call in, dial area code 7.
Wrong. Don't dial that number. So it seems to me that I need to update the mega break, and because we don't want to lose that, because I think K28 would flip his mind if we got rid of his favorite commercial, wouldn't you, K? Anyway, so the dial.
Can't break them up into.
I can go in and I need to drop that number, add
Okay.
the new number because of all this new stuff that we've done. And so the number to dial tonight is 818-616-8276, right?
818-616-7286 or 818-616-SBUN.
You know, I would have gotten it if you had given me a chance and just said, yes, dear.
But you said an 8 when it was a 7, so I
well,
couldn't
see,
let that slide.
That's fine. I appreciate you putting me down for the count. And now that we've gone past that point, So yes, indeed, it is 7286 S-Bun.
Yes.
I mean, I'm looking at you like, and you're looking at me like I'm crazy or something over there.
You are crazy. I don't even know who you are.
So yeah, that's the new number because we're trying to build a network here, and we can't do it without the cooperation of the Space Cadets and listening and all that good stuff.
Because knows I'm not cooperating.
Yeah, so I mean, you're doing a fabulous job over there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what next?
Well, we've opened up the phone line, so if anybody wants to call in, but
in the meantime,
I know you've got some chatter on your plate. So
a little bit. Here's something, and this comes from the telegraph.co.uk. Weird news. Are you having a stroke over there?
I'm
What's
doing
going on?
the Morse code. Telegraph.
Okay. Let's see. Shop workers called police and went into hiding after a customer asked for sliced cheese.
Okay. This is going to be interesting for you to explain.
I'm already giggling. This happened at a CVS pharmacy. If you're out of the country, CVS is just kind of like a where you go to pick up your prescription drugs, your over-the-counter drugs, and it's somewhat of a convenience store. So you can get some drinks there and maybe some beer and snacks. And
really? I've never seen beer at CVS. Oh, yeah, I have seen it. Yeah.
Anyway, this happened in Richmond, Virginia, and it was a bizarre series of events that led to this. So there was a local news person down there. His name is, they actually just spoke to... Okay, there's a guy named Ricky Berry who entered the CVS store earlier this week with his friend Philip Blackwell.
Yeah.
And they asked an employee if there was any sliced cheese available.
Okay, like at a CVS.
Well, there might be over there where they have the drinks. I don't know. The worker informed him that there wasn't, and then a few minutes later, Berry and Blackwell noticed that they weren't alone in the store apart from one. They were alone in the store apart from one other customer. This guy was in the store before we were, actually, Barry said, and he had a bad tooth. All he wanted was some Orajel. That's all he needed. I don't know how these guys knew that.
Okay.
So the three of these guys spent in excess of half an hour wandering around the shop trying to find a staff member for help. Eventually, a police officer arrived at the store and joined them in their search. We were walking around trying to find an employee, and the cop himself ended up opening up the emergency door, which set the alarm off. A couple of minutes later, he got a call from the alarm company asking what was going on. He was laughing with us because, this is how weird apocalyptic movies start. The shop staff were eventually found in a locked room at the back of the building, and a few minutes later, the police officer told the three men they had to leave. He just told us that we need to leave the premises or else we would be arrested for trespassing, Barry said. We had no idea what was going on, and he's tweeted photos of this.
Yeah.
So according to Barry, the staff had been scared of the customers, and it later transpired that there had been a disturbance at that same store earlier in the day. So they were already spooked by something that happened earlier.
So they were spooked and decided to lock themselves in a room.
Something had happened at that store earlier in the day, unrelated to this.
Right.
So they were already on edge. So the slightest weirdness sent them into a locked room.
So the guy with the messed up tooth situation screwed
that guy was already there, and then Barry and his friend came in. And all they were trying to do was find things.
Right.
And they were trying to get a staff member to help them, but when they asked for sliced cheese, I guess that's code for, run and hide. But a CVS spokesperson since apologized and said the employee who called the police will be spoken to.
Well, I mean, I guess on one end, you can't, blame them for being spooked out if something major happened earlier in the day. But at the same time, I mean, how many, I just, sliced cheese, that's like, putting cheese on a sandwich kind of thing. They probably have something like that in the refrigerator section.
Mm-hmm. That's not too unreasonable.
You may, it's a hit and miss, because you find milk products and eggs and some breakfast items inside the
Yeah, that's not unreasonable. Walgreens and CVS and Rite Aid, they all kind of had the same, stuff. So, but I just sliced cheese, I mean, how sharp was the cheddar? I didn't have a rim shot.
Well, I'm sorry. I would, if I've known that there was going to be a thing here, I would have had the boom. So, but that is pretty weird. I mean, what can you do?
I just thought that was hysterical. I mean, nothing bad happened to anybody there. I guess if the store is empty and the employees are locked away, even though the store is open during business hours, I guess you're trespassing if no one's there. Oh,
there you go.
Too little, too late.
Sorry,
it has no meaning now.
Well, it didn't. It did for me, So anyway, it's loaded. I'm ready for your next joke.
Well, let's see. Well, do you like fried chicken?
Well, I mean, we kind of had. Does chicken tenders count? I mean, we had chicken tender things for.
Well, if you especially love the scent of fried chicken.
I don't know. I could, sometimes, I can crave it, and then there's like, man, I hope I never smell Kentucky Fried Chicken again.
Well, then you're not a candidate for this candle.
Okay, tell me about it.
Because you can get a KFC candle and make your room smell like fried chicken. And if you've ever stood in a KFC and thought, this smells good, I want my whole house to smell like this, you can spice up any room with a burst of KFC scented goodness. And let's see. They're extremely limited run. There's only been 25 of them made. And they're being offered as a prize drawer giveaway on social media to customers only in New Zealand. So, sorry, New Zealand. The chain unveiled its ungodly creation on Instagram where it invited followers to enter a drawing to get one. I guess they want to see what the reaction will be. The chicken-scented lip gloss and body lotion featured among the suggestions, as did chicken skin socks, KFC knitted chicken drumstick mittens with 11 bony digits for each of the Colonel's delicious secret herbs and spices. The candle isn't the first time KFC did something insane like this. In May, in Hong Kong, customers were offered lickable chicken-flavored nail varnish, or nail polish, as we call it here. And it said, consumers simply apply the nail polish, let it dry like normal, and then lick and lick again to have your finger-licking good chicken.
Oh, my goodness.
In August, KFC's U.S. branch gave away 3,000 bottles of Colonel Sanders Extra Crispy Sunscreen, which I never heard of. And it was a suntan lotion that always smells like lotion.
So you must put the lotion on the skin.
Or it gets the hose again. Suntan always smells like lotion, so we thought, why not make it smell like fried chicken?
Now, that's just great. You're just encouraging cannibalism.
Or if you're in the South, mosquitoes, gators, you're just going to be that much more delicious.
Yeah. Gator looking good. So, I mean, I guess you get a lot of product out there, like, for example, like, let's say Dr. Pepper Jelly
Lip
Bellies.
gloss. And
Jelly Bellies.
Which is actually pretty good.
Yeah, so, but I mean, I don't know how I would feel about smelling like greasy chicken. I mean,
has anybody ever cooked with Dr. Pepper or beer?
Let me take a step back here. Back when I was a younger man, I worked at fast food restaurants. And so, when you work at a restaurant, you start to smell like the food.
Yeah,
because
can't help it.
Permeates the food. And let me take I hate to bring this one up, but, I had to go to the Pound.
Recently.
And when I got home, my shirt, it smelled so bad from going to the Pound. I mean, it just...
the dog pound.
Yeah, the dog pound. And to go in and work in an environment, that it has such strong odors, going back to the food industry again, it's like, I mean, I remember times when I could not wait to get home just to get all the grease off me. I mean, because of being near the frying cooking thing. And I don't know. I don't know if I would want to smell like chicken after the fact I got away from cooking chicken all day long at a restaurant, is what I'm making my point.
What was the point again?
The point is, I don't know if I would want to like lather up and smell like Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Okay.
Is that too much to ask?
No, I think it's asking for a little.
Okay, all right. So anyway, where do we move on from here?
Well, I can only have so many tabs open at once. There's that story again about the elderly woman mannequin in the car. You know, they broke into that car.
Oh, that was pretty funny. I enjoyed that one.
Okay, I'm going to see some weird Texas news, okay?
Okay.
Weird Texas. Onion truck ironically catches fire near Frying Pan Road.
Okay.
Yeah. One of those things, it's Kismet, synchronicity, I don't know what. Please don't autoplay that video. This was in Bushland, Texas.
Okay.
And a truck carrying a load of onions caught on fire on I-40 when a tire blew out. And it sent the sparks from the tire blowout were sent flying. And somehow, the truck caught on fire. The truck had onions in it. The blaze spilled out onto the highway. Now, there were no injuries. It wasn't like anybody was critically injured. But the eastbound lanes of I-40 between Frying Pan Road and Atkinson were closed Tuesday so they could clean up the rings and things. So I bet it probably smelled pretty good,
Probably get me hungry for a bloomin' onion.
Mm-hmm.
So
I just wonder what you'd make of that.
I think that's funny, I guess things that, meant to be. Going back to movies, they're coming out with an emoji movie.
Ugh.
And all I can think of, how stupid is that?
And you'll probably still watch it.
I mean, well, if it's free, I'll I'll see what it's all about. But I am automatically, I'm thinking this is crap. And I've got an emoji for that one, too.
And for some reason, that particular emoji is just everywhere now. It's pillows, it's on air. And I'm like, why are we glorifying excrement?
Kids' toys. That's what gets me, is they
it's a bean bag.
Yes. I mean, what is up with that? So, I couldn't believe that, and then... what is the other movie that I just saw? Captain Underpants. They're making a Captain Underpants.
I know Captain Underpants. It's just a little comic for kids.
Right. Well, they're making it into. It looks like one of the like a CGI movies, and it looks halfway decent. So that I could see, and then I had my reservations like when they did Angry Birds, the movie, but it was actually pretty funny, and I enjoyed it immensely. It had a lot of SNL characters in it. Bill Hader, I'm a big fan of his.
Mm-hmm.
He played like the King Pig, and but yeah, overall it was enjoyable. But an emoji movie, that is just plain.
I will not be watching it.
Well, I'm not going to spend $22 to go see.
Well, I don't think it's meant for us, babe. It's probably for.
Well, come on, the emoticon. Remember for crap? I mean, come on, people.
Would you like some more local? Weird news? I mean, local?
Well, there's always weird news here in our back end of the woods.
Okay, this is in Deer Park, Houston, which is to our south and east, right?
Yeah, more or less.
We used to not live too far from it.
It's actually more east of Houston.
Yeah, the center of Houston.
East of Pasadena. Anyway, continue.
Nobody knows where that is.
Yeah.
Okay, this incident happened Saturday night. I don't know which because there's something blocking parts of this webpage I can't see for some reason. I've tried to zoom in and out. It just ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday night when Jessica Alblitz, great name, Ablitz got into an argument with Alice Keener, a tax worker at a Jackson Hewitt branch located inside a Walmart. Now, we had a Jackson Hewitt, quote-unquote, branch inside our Walmart, which was basically
a cardboard office
thing
setup
with a little curtain and 2 chairs. That was basically the branch. So I kind of have to wonder if that's what this was. Okay, anyway, these 2 ladies had a verbal altercation that climaxed with Ablitz allegedly shoving her head into Keener's chin. This is on click2houston.com.
Okay.
Ablitz told KTRH, that's a local news station here, that the spat started on Friday when she and her husband went to file their taxes at this Jackson Hewitt branch in Walmart. So Keener was clocking in while another employee was doing Ablitz or Albitz's taxes. ABITZ. AL. Okay. Anyway, she came in a bad mood, so she took it out on us, meaning the employee. She was very rude to us. Although Albitz and her husband left without incident, things became heated when she ran into Keener the next day while shopping at Walmart. That's when Albitz alleges that Keener mumbled a profanity at her. I turned around and said, "Excuse me," Albitz said. I did say something back. She came out of her cubicle and then followed me to the entrance. So there was an altercation, and it's caught on video. And it's got a lot of asterisks in there. It says, "Take your poor blank out this store. Your mama is a blank," Keener can be heard saying before things turn violent. I'm going to link into the chat, so if people want to have that fun of looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that happened here locally. And Keener did not press charges. The Deer Park police are investigating the incident and gave Albitz a criminal trespass notice that says she will be arrested if she returns to that Walmart location. I don't know. It kind of doesn't sound fair, but you don't know both sides of the story.
And that's a good point you bring up. Now, here goes my editorial. It's so easy to jump to conclusions when you read a story initially, but you weren't there. So why just, jump to the conclusion that this is this is what happened without knowing the full, complete facts? And that's kind of like when we do our shows, we don't want to jump immediately to the conclusions that, yes, this person's guilty and, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
We want to fairly explore all facets of the facts before passing some kind of, a judgment on what the situation's all about. Because in the end, you're only going to make yourself look foolish if you jump to conclusions.
Well, especially if it gets on YouTube. That's there forever.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Regardless of who's wrong or who's right. How about this? Woman, Regina Shaw, accused of stealing $6,400 worth of sausage.
What?
A woman accused of stealing $6,400 worth of sausage from her employer isn't coming out a wiener.
Hold on.
Too slow.
Sorry, I wasn't prepared for your jokes. Usually you're, not doing the jokes here. But
well, this woman, Regina Shaw, was arrested.
Okay, first off, did she steal? How much did she steal again?
Well, I don't know. I have to read it.
Well, because it's going to lead to my next question. Okay, but go ahead.
So she was arrested on Tuesday. I don't know which Tuesday this is. And charged with a felony theft between $1,500 to $20,000 for an alleged sausage heist that took place on September 14th at the Kielbasa Provision Company where she's employed. So they got surveillance footage of her taking a pallet of meat product. Can you imagine that? A pallet full of meat from her place of work. And she allegedly sold a portion of the meat to a man named Peter Medellin, according to the Smoking Gun.
I thought for a second, according to the Smoking Sausage.
So this guy identified Shaw in a lineup, and he told police he accepted more kielbasa as payment for a loan he'd given her.
So did the guy didn't know that he was dealing in, or she was dealing in stolen sausages?
I don't know. Police affidavit did not specify how much meat was sold to this guy. And also it didn't say how she managed to steal a whole pallet of sausage in the first place. So,
and that's where I was going to get to the point, because where was she hiding
how
this?
How big is this pallet of sausage?
I mean, well, a pallet is, a pallet is pretty sizable. I mean...
Well, I'm always told it's not the size that matters, it's what you do with it.
It's not the size of the pallet of sausage that counts?
She lost her job.
Well, I
Same
would
day
imagine
she was arrested.
so.
She went to jail, but she had a bail, and she got out on a $5,000 bail.
Okay, so...
That's one of these things we're just not going to know what the end is, so...
Apparently, Fuller House has gotten a season 3 green lighted for him. You know, it's the new.
I don't see how that affects my life.
For once, can you just say yes, dear?
Whatever, man.
That's not what I'm looking for, dude. So that's out there. But yeah, the sausage stain. Yeah, I was worried because you know how there's been people at Walmart that have stolen stuff, and you know, sticking meat inside their clothes and stuff. Like, you know, I don't want to eat that sausage or that meat. Anyway, what else you got there?
I thought there was going to be more there.
Sorry, I was reaching, and apparently I failed miserably. But
oh, Barrett! Oh no!
That's why the phone line is open at 818-616-SBUN. That's 818-616.
And it looks like we do have a caller.
Okay, thank you, caller, for rescuing me. Who's this?
Hi.
Hey, Bev.
Hey, Bev. Merry Christmas.
Feliz Navidad.
Well, Merry Christmas to you, too. Bob, he's ornery as ever.
So how are things today up in the Ohio area?
Pardon me?
How are things up in Ohio?
Oh, not too bad. It's warming up.
Oh?
It's so warm down here. It's disgusting.
I don't want to hear it. We just got through with having sub-zero temperatures, sub-zero wind chills.
It just now got down to 68.
Just now got down to 68.
Wow.
Man.
Is Bob rubbing off on you?
Kitty has claws.
Yeah. Well, Monday... Is it Monday, honey? It's supposed to be up to almost 60 here. Yeah, Monday is supposed to be up to almost 60 here. We go from sub-zero weather to 60-degree weather. Go figure.
Well, Houston's a lot like that. You know, one minute it's cold, and the next minute it's torrential rain, and, you know, it's all sorts of stuff. So, you know, we sympathize.
Well, it's weird, though, because it's like it goes from one extreme to the next. And I told Bob, I said, man, it's no wonder people are getting sick.
Yeah, same thing here. It's jerking us around.
Mm-hmm. And usually the sub-zero wind chills in that we have in January. So maybe it'll have it out of its system to where maybe it'll be, you know, more normal the rest of the winter, I hope.
So when is, because, you know, we don't know what winter is. When is your official, you know, when does it taper off for
y'all?
We
don't know anything about winter.
Yeah.
Oh, usually about March.
Wow.
That is...
Yeah, and then back to the 30s Tuesday.
Wow, that's crazy. We've had a week like that where it would start out, you know, the high would be as soon as you get up in the morning, like 5 a.m., 6 a.m., and then the temperature would drop, and when you left work for the day, it would be down in the 40s.
Wow.
And so you could go, and I mean, in one day you can go from wearing a sleeve to a jacket to a tank top, all in the same day.
Wow.
That's Texas. Well, southeast Texas anyway, so... What are y'all doing? We really didn't expect to see anybody tonight in chat. We figured everybody was, you know, out somewhere at some relative's house or having people over. Unlike us, where we don't tell people where we live, so nobody comes over.
Yeah, we're going to his brother's tomorrow. It's our Christmas. We always go over there for Christmas. So, and then I went over tonight and helped prepare things for tomorrow. And I got to wrap some presents. I love wrapping presents.
I actually enjoy wrapping presents too myself.
When we have them.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have them.
Well, Bev, we're at the top of the hour. Can you hold over until we take our break here?
Sure.
Yeah. So let's take the break. When we come back, we'll talk more with Bev. And you're listening to Spaceboy Universe on the SBU network. So don't go anywhere.
Okay.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe. Now here are your hosts, Spaceboy and Surlana.
Indeed we are. A little late on the triggers here, but we're still having a good time here. We still got Bev on the phone. Bev, so what else you want to add to this Christmas Eve occasion on Spaceboy Universe? Anything else you want to add? Any best wishes you want to put out there? seasons of hope and all that good stuff?
Well, let's just hope that next year's better than this year.
Oh, dear Lord, it's got to be. I can't take any more.
I know. It's just, I'll tell you, it's been terrible. And I'm to the point where, God, can it get any worse? And I think to myself, yeah, it can. Shut up.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've been trying not to question is how can it get worse? And it's like, well, let me show you. And I'm like, no.
Yep.
Well, the thing is that things can get tough and hard, but it's always important to remember not to give up hope, that there is always another day. And that's why I played the song at the top of the hour there from my new CD. It's Unique Technique, but that particular song was written when I was having a couple of hard days this year. And when we have no hope, it's almost like that movie Shawshank Redemption, where Red is told either get busy living or get busy dying. And I don't want to die. I want to pressure, push forward and know that my best days are yet to come. So we should never give up hope.
Right. That's right. Mm-hmm. That's one thing my grandma or Grandpa Riker always told us grandkids. If you lose hope, then you lose everything.
Indeed. So what are you looking forward to the next year, Bev, coming up? What is your hopes for the next year?
Well, I guess mainly that, next year's better, and hopefully, Trump can get us back on track to where we should be.
Same here.
And that's all I can think of, really.
Well, then, that at least you have a good outlook ahead for the future, and let's keep it positive and see how things unfold and things, coming through. So, Bev, we love you, dear, and we appreciate you being a part of our universe and a part of our lives. And happy holidays, and
have a good one tomorrow.
Yes, and
Well, you guys too.
we are. Trust me, we are. Well, we got another caller calling in, Bev. So take care.
Okay, and Merry Christmas to all the space cadets.
Hear, hear. Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you, Bev.
Love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, who's our next caller?
Okay, second caller. Give it to me. Are you there?
Cookie tickles. What do you want me to give you? I'm sorry, I don't have the winning lotto numbers.
I know. Well,
I'm still standing out in the barn, so there's no telling what you'll hear. So
oh my gosh, out in the spooky
know.
barn at night, at 10 o'clock at night in the dark.
Listen, normally I'm out here at like 2 or 3, so here lately. So
do your horses stay up that late?
Yeah, if they think there's food involved, they'll stay up all night. Yeah, they don't care as long as they get fed. It's like that's just how they roll.
So
anyway.
who do we refer to this as? Do we refer to this as the book author, or do we refer this as the?
Oh, this is she can't be disguised. It's Leanne.
You can refer to me as both people because it doesn't matter that you guys know. Everybody on your list, I think, knows that we're one and the same. That I have a, split personality and write books with the other half sometimes.
Why do you wait so late to go to the barn? Is that just like the first chance you get to do that?
Pretty much. Either that or, here lately, my hours have been all messed up, and I've been staying up way too late, and just, I don't know, horse rescue and...
Yeah, at some point we need to get you
just
on the air and talk about that.
Yeah, so we can get more awareness out there.
Yeah, I would love that. But yeah, I mean, I can be happy and say that in the last 22 days, we saved, the group that I work with, we saved 28 horses.
Wow,
and
amazing.
A couple of those were donkeys and mules.
And
yeah, we saved that many.
Just to clarify for our listeners, when they say she saved these horses and donkeys and mules, she saved them from kill pens that sell them to people to take to slaughter out of the country to eat as meat, which is incredibly stupid and dangerous when you consider that these are people's pets who have had all their shots and been wormed, and you're eating all that in the meat, and it's just, I can't imagine.
Yeah, it's unsafe.
It's like eating someone's pet.
I mean, I know. Yeah, well, and actually, I mean, we're talking about this now. It's not just. There's been more awareness of it recently, and Europe has actually cut down on its import of horse meat from the U.S. because it is so unsafe, and because it's now public knowledge that the horses that they're selling for this, have been treated with different medicines that are harmful to humans if ingested over a period of time, and so.
In my mind, there's no difference between selling a horse for meat than going to getting the neighbor's dog and having it for dinner.
Well, and that's true. In a lot of countries, I mean, there are countries that eat dogs, which is just hideous and horrible, and I can't imagine it either, But, I mean, it's a cultural thing, but I mean, I would love to see it. I want to see it stopped in the U.S. I don't know how possible that is, even within my lifetime. I would love to see it happen. There are lots of people, including myself, who have written senators and written legislators and asked for something to be done. And, as of yet, nothing has happened. We got slaughterhouses moved out of the U.S., but in a way that made things almost worse, because now they ship to places like Mexico, which are unregulated, and the trailer ride down there is horrible, and the slaughter itself is very inhumane.
Because once they're sold for slaughter, nobody cares about their well-being.
No. Once they're sold for slaughter, that's it. Nothing can be done. I mean, it's horrible. If you don't have a strong stomach, don't look it up, because there's video.
Well, that brings up a good, interesting subject, because I have seen some of these videos, and before, I'm a meat and potatoes kind of person, and just the idea, I've never had horse before. I just want to go on record before somebody says, "Well, have you eaten horse? Have you eaten kangaroo?" Or
not that you know
not
of.
that I know of, But the thing I was going to bring up is
right.
that I was watching this video the other day where they're coming really close to taking plant-based products and creating, I guess you could say, an artificial meat product. I mean, it's still vegetable matter, and it's not a Boca burger kind of thing. It's a product that tastes and grills just like meat.
Even oozes like meat with the red stuff.
It somehow has the hemoglobin type thing that gives meat its flavor, and I'm all for that. And when you start thinking about how smart horses are and pigs are, and even cows for that matter. I was watching a video the other day where they let these cows, I guess it was a cow rescue kind of thing, and they let them out into the field for the first time in so many years, and they were frolicking. You could tell that they were happy, and that just kind of puts in your mindset, like, why aren't we looking for something other than using this as a way to eat? I mean, as a civilization, I feel like we've reached a point where we need to move beyond that.
We're going to have to start making cows less tasty then. Because, man.
Well, I mean, I can't. I eat meat too. You know, I mean, I don't eat. Obviously, I don't eat horse or. But I mean, I eat beef and I eat chicken and I eat fish and
who doesn't love bacon?
That kind of stuff.
I mean,
and who doesn't love bacon?
I
right?
mean, exactly.
And I understand, you know, I believe that there's, and you know, I know I have friends who have raised pigs as pets, and they say they're very intelligent. They're a lot like dogs. If you have to slaughter an animal for meat, it should at least be humane, and it should at least be allowed whatever life it has. You know, should be a good life, you know, should not be like, I don't eat veal. I have never eaten veal. I never will eat veal because I know how that's raised, and that's wrong in my mind. And, but, you know, I do eat beef and, you know, I'm conflicted about it. I admit it. I'm conflicted because, you know, cows are cute and they're sweet, and I've seen some, and, you know, and I you know, it's a tough topic, you know, but right now, you know, I struggle with this group. We try and save horses. We also reach out to, and like we just in the past 2 weeks, we saved a little horse that had been turned over to animal control. It was a young filly that had actually been left in a parking lot in a horse trailer, just abandoned. They just pulled up in the parking lot, unhooked the trailer, and drove off. And so animal control was called, and they of course had this filly. Well, it's normal for animal control to get called for, you know, dogs or cats or whatever, but it's unusual for horses. But it does happen from time to time. And in some cases, those horses go straight to auction or end up straight in the hands of kill buyers who ship them off for meat. And we were able to get in touch with the animal control in Kerrville, Texas, and get this little filly out. And she's safe and happy now in a home and being taken care of. And we were really happy about that and very grateful to the lady who took her in. But we're trying to branch out and find other ways to save these horses that get in these bad situations before they go to the kill pen. I mean, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 horses here right now that came from a kill pen, one of which was pulled off the slaughter truck before she shipped. She's just as sweet as she can be, and nothing wrong with her at all. Sometimes they just find themselves in a bad situation and end up in the wrong people's hands, and that's how it happens.
And what people don't know about Leanne is that, you know, she started a group on Facebook. She's an advocate. She's also starting a nonprofit. She has taken in these abused and abandoned animals that got shipped to a kill pen who aren't being looked after at the kill pen, because why bother? And she's had her share of heartbreak taking in these poor creatures, and only to watch them pass away, you know, on her. And yet she keeps plugging away. She keeps coming at it, even though there's just a lot of heartbreak involved. And that's something I don't have the character and constitution to do. But so it's amazing when you get these people that will do this and can do this. And even though, my gosh, the things you have told me, just one-on-one on phone conversations that goes on surrounding not just the act of a horse going to a kill pen, but all the drama that goes with it that have nothing to do with the horse, because humans are involved, and these humans are crappy people. So it's just, and it's not just the kill pen people, it's people who say they're trying to help out and rescue, but they only have their own sadness to deal with.
There's a lot of fraud involved. There's people. My family is out in my backyard with flashlights. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, that sounds normal for them.
Are they searching for you, Leanne?
Either they're looking for me, or it looks like they're coming out here. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, just briefly,
like they're coming out here.
Tell me what your Christmas plans are for tomorrow, before we let you go.
Tomorrow we are having a Cajun Christmas. with the family, and someone I know is invited. And she actually started it off because she requested my husband's famous fried catfish.
Yeah, I basically imposed myself upon her family. I told her, I said, here's what y'all are going to do, and here's when I can be here, and here's what I want, and if you don't like it, screw it, it's happening. And so they did. So they're doing it, and that's where I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah, yep, so that's what we're doing. We're having Christmas in the morning, and then around 2 or 3 o'clock, we're going to have the catfish extravaganza.
And I'm going to drive the 30 miles up there.
I've got horses flipping out.
Well, we'll let you go because it sounds like you're having some kind of weird X-Files moment out there. So,
yeah, no, the people are coming out here with flashlights and it's freaking the horses out. So,
okay, that sounds like a situation you need to get on top of. Okay.
Right.
Okay, well, I will see you tomorrow.
Okay, well, Merry Christmas, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, Leanne.
Bye.
Caller number 3, are you there?
Yes.
No,
hey,
it's
Ty.
Hi there. It's Ty from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
We would have never guessed that.
Yeah, very cold Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
Really, we wouldn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I know. It's well, at least it's not muggy here. You know, I'll say that.
We have a fog warning coming. So how's it going?
I wanted to phone and wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Hopefully a much better one than we've had for this year.
Indeed, this year has been... that just sums it up right there. But it's nice to see that, 2016 is like you've gone through this tunnel and we're coming out of a tunnel and we're about to get into something new and we're looking forward to something new. And, we've got one more show of the year, the 31st.
That's when we're really going to crap on 2016.
Yeah, we are going to let it rip on 2016 on the 30th. So,
but it's also a prediction show.
Yeah, prediction show. We'll talk about what predictions we made this year to see how we favored and and all that good stuff. So, what goodies did you get from us?
Or anything?
Oh, we got a package. Yeah, thank you very, very much for that.
Mm-hmm.
Got the book.
Good.
And
I don't even remember what I sent him.
Yeah, if you sent
it
him
was so long ago.
The Star Trek, what was it? A Bird of Prey? Not a Bird of Prey. It was Bird of Prey.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas coming to you as well.
Oh, is that somebody else we know in the background?
Yeah, that was Dennis wishing you a Merry Christmas.
Wow,
I feel special.
I can't even recall the
We've never heard from Dennis.
Yes, I know exactly. But no, so it was great. We enjoyed getting you a copy of that and taking care of you. And we meet between you and Dennis. Y'all mean a lot to us, and we appreciate both of y'all.
Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate you as well.
Well, good.
Canada certainly appreciates you.
Well, because Canadians are the most tastiest humans in the world. So, according to most aliens, and they're. Well, hold on just a second here. And
that wasn't even worthy of that.
Oh, come on! Maybe just a little bit.
Oh, for heaven's sake!
But
we come freeze dried.
Yeah, freeze dried. See, in the frozen section.
Yes, exactly.
See, that's funny. See, got Ty laughing. I see Surlana's over here. She doesn't want to encourage me in the slightest.
Lowbrow humor. I'm just amazed that everybody.
I have a question for you, Spaceboy.
Yeah, ask him.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yes, I have a question for you, Spaceboy.
Shoot.
Concerning your music.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, have you ever considered doing a Christmas album?
You know, you're not the first person that's asked me that. I have thought about it several times. Usually it comes to a point where, you know, somebody asked me like in late November, hey, are you going to do a Christmas album? And I'm like, well, I don't have much time to put something together, but you know, I should break down because I'm already started working on my 20th album, which I just released my 19th album, which is available on spaceboymusic.com. Yeah, so I think I'm due for something Christmassy. I know, and between that and then Surlana wants me to do something, you know.
I have all my music requests.
Yeah,
that
she wants
fulfilled.
She wants an ambient kind of thing where she could go to sleep to and just kind of meditate and zone out to.
I think he could do it.
Yeah, so you know, I tell you what.
And he's working on some parody stuff for me too.
Here's my. You asked for it, Ty. I think I'm going to break down, and if you can stick with me for at least a year, hopefully by next November, I'll have something Christmassy for Spaceboy Music. How's that sound?
That sounds terrific.
I haven't done one, and I think that it's probably overdue for some Spaceboy music, Christmas music, and I think that it needs to be put on the table. And I'm as Barney says from How I Met Your Mother, challenge accepted.
Okay, I'll be looking forward to it for sure.
Yes, and I'll put a special thank you in there for
I'll
you.
hold him to it.
Yeah, you hold him to it, Surlana.
So what do you have hopeful?
So, yeah, well,
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, what do you have hopeful for this next year coming up? What are you looking forward to?
I'm hoping for something peaceful. You know, I'm really hoping that the world comes together and learns to live in peace. That's what I'm really hoping.
I kind of, I'm on the same wavelength with you. I just want peace. I mean, I think we've been at each other's throats too long, and it's time to come together and you know, let's be friends. You know, we were friends before. What happened? You know, so I like to preach the friendship thing.
Yes, we're all brothers and sisters on this planet, and we treat each other so disrespectfully and so terribly. You know, it seems like, well, I heard somewhere that ever since World War II finished, there hasn't been a day of peace on this planet.
I would have to say that's pretty accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it's high time we start getting peaceful.
Well, my pledge...
good people can do that.
My pledge is that when anybody comes to listen to the show, you know, I'm going to have everyone's back because, you know, this is a place where we can all come together, have a good time, listen. You know, I'll make fun of myself through the show, and you'll have a good laugh out of it. And Surlana will give me nothing but grief over it. But you know, that's what I want to give everyone, is a place where we can all just hang out and just have a good time and just learn something and go from there from it.
Right on. That sounds great.
Indeed.
I just wanted to stop sucking. That's all I asked for.
What, next year?
Just stop with this unrelenting disappointment and sadness. Just, you know, I'm not asking for $1 million or anything. Just stop all this.
I think
what's going on.
I think what we're going to have is a Viking funeral on the 31st for 2016, and so we can.
Ooh, can we light something on fire?
in honor of sending 2016 off with a bang.
You know how I'm fascinated with fire.
Yes, I know you are. Worries me. But what was I going to say? Was it Glen Close or Farrah Fawcett, Burning Bed?
Farrah Fawcett, wasn't it? Farrah
Fawcett. Don't go Farrah Fawcett on me.
No, I'm talking about outside.
Yeah, well, still, I don't want to be outside or inside with fire with you. But other than that, Ty, anything else you want to add?
What you doing for Christmas?
Yeah,
y'all in for the Christmas or going out or?
Oh, we're having Dennis is going to cook up a feast, and we got our turkey and all that stuff and all the fixings, and we're just going to stay in out of the cold and have a nice Christmas and watch some movies, I think.
Cool.
It's going to be 78 degrees tomorrow. That's going to be our high, Fahrenheit. So, whoop-de-doo.
For us.
For us.
What is it going to be for y'all tomorrow?
Well, I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's minus 20.
Well, still, that's too
That
dang
sounds
cold. Too dang cold in Celsius.
Yeah, it is, yeah. It's 20 degrees below zero. And also the southern part of the province is under a heavy snowfall warning. So the highways are treacherous, and it's not really conducive to going out and driving, really.
Well, then what a perfect way to spend Christmas than at home, close to a warm fire. I guess, do you have a fireplace?
Well, I'm watching a fireplace on the TV right now.
We have that, too.
You know, she ridiculed me the other day because I was looking at the fireplace. Why is this on your list? And I'm like...
Netflix.
Yeah, and I was like, I like a good crackly fire, even though it may not be real. But, you know, when I was younger, we had fireplaces, and there's something hypnotic about hearing those sounds and watching the fire go. And, you know, so I'm behind you, Ty, on this one.
Well, our cable provider provides a fireplace channel, but you have to pay for it. And I thought,
well, Netflix has one.
You have to pay for Christmas. So,
that's funny.
No, he had the fireplace on. There's a fireplace on Netflix that he had on his list. That it's just fireplace.
Well, they have the fireplace with just the crackly sounds, and then they have fireplace with the nice, smooth, musically, you know, like jazz, kind of laid back kind of stuff. And
the Getting Busy fireplace
well,
channel.
there's got the chill fireplace. There's somewhere in there. There's got the chill fireplace, but they've got the different fireplaces you can listen to.
That's insane.
It is.
That's insane.
Well, they relented, and on the local channel they put the fireplace. So I'm listening to it crackle, and there's no music or anything in the background. And every now and then somebody pokes the fire.
Do y'all stand up and clap when it happens?
That's my favorite part. Yeah.
Sounds like our day, doesn't it?
Yep.
It's the highlight of the day. Someone poked the fire. Yay!
Yay! And
well, I know you're heading for a break, so I'm going to let you go. And I'll be listening to you on the 31st, and let's give 2016 the push.
Oh, yes. Most definitely, Ty. And as always, thanks for being a part of our universe, along with you and Dennis. And like I said, I can't say it enough that we love the death out of y'all, and y'all are our top favorite Canadians.
Plus, they're the only ones we know.
Well, no. Well,
we know one more, but, you know, we haven't known them as long.
Yeah. So that's why they're our top favorite Canadians. So, all right. We love you guys.
Love you back.
All right. Talk to you soon.
Bye. Stay warm.
Okay. Take care. Eh?
You too.
Hey.
Oh, sorry about that, Ty.
So let's take the break. Do we have anybody waiting in the queue there? Okay, good. So let's play this one called "A Million Miles to Midnight," a song I wrote for Solaris Blue Raven in her book, "A Million Miles Till Midnight." And you can go to our website, and there's a link there to get the book. Some lucky people have already got the book in their possession. Thanks for calling in. But here's the music.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe. Now here are your hosts, Spaceboy and Surlana.
So we, in the chat, I noticed that, I guess our sis is asking about Doctor Who.
Yes.
And there is, Peter Capaldi is, the Christmas special is tomorrow.
Oops,
so
sorry.
usually we will, I don't know how it is on the BBC America when it gets played on there, but I know as a rule for us, if you do the Amazon thing, it's usually the day after. So the 26th is the day we'll actually get to see the Christmas special for Doctor Who. And, so, big changes are coming for the Doctor Who universe.
I don't like this new world we live in for TV shows, TV seasons, series, whatever you call, where, okay, here's a series worth of shows. Did you like that? Yeah, it was awesome. Okay, stick around for wait another year and a half, and you'll get the second one.
Well, the problem with that is that here's the binge watch issue.
Well, some of them we're having to wait because they're on network TV. We wait till the next day. They're not necessarily throwing them all out.
There's
like
some
Netflix.
seasons are like a year behind for obvious reasons of whatever licensing situation, and then you get the situations where you get shows that are put out there, and it's like, well, you just watched 24 episodes in 2 days. I mean, what do you expect?
You're not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that. I mean, you're supposed to, pace it out. They weren't. I mean, television wasn't designed to to do something like that.
Well, they know better now, so I don't understand why production takes a year and a half. It didn't when we were kids. Like, you'd watch the fall season of Happy Days, and boom, here comes the spring season of Happy Days.
Well, there's usually a time in between, like the Christmas holidays, and just a quick shout out to Tanner. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. I hope you received your Madagascar penguin. So. But yeah,
and if I'd known how awesome it was, I would have kept it.
Yeah, now that you've actually seen the penguins, But I'm not going to complain because as far as media now is concerned, I'm getting everything I've ever wanted before. But when we cut the cord,
that's true.
When we cut the cord, that was the big thing about on demand. We weren't going to pay a lot of money for.
We're finally getting a la carte.
A la carte, yeah, I would say we're getting a la carte.
Only get what you pay for.
Yeah. And so, I'm sorry, I was thinking of the Rolling Stones, you get what you need.
Yes.
Yeah, so anyway, I'm excited. I look forward to diving into a show and binge watching it and when something out there. And, I'm a little behind because I really planned on binge watching something during this holiday, and I haven't.
Didn't you?
Haven't really found a show binge watching.
You mean like a TV show?
Like a TV show,
okay.
Yeah.
You've been doing movies.
I know I'm behind on Arrow and Flash, but...
You know what he binge watches? You want to know what this is? He binge watches TV and movie trailers.
Well, okay.
Even from things he's already seen.
Okay, so let me explain. I do like watching trailers. And there's, since I've watched so many... I've already said this many times before... I've watched many movies. Mm-hmm. So there are times when I'll go through trailers, and it'll be for trailers I've already seen before. And I'll watch a trailer and okay, I'm good enough. I don't need to see the movie again, Or sometimes I'll update a trailer for a particular movie that I haven't seen in a long time. And it's like, okay, cool. And then I get pissed off because then there was this other one that was about the two bombs that they created during World War II, the Fat Boy and I can't think of the other bomb at the top of my head right now. Mm-hmm. And it starred Paul Newman in it, and what they had was for a clip was literally a clip from the show, but not like a trailer. Kind of okay.
Right, it didn't tell you what you wanted to know.
Right, it didn't tell you what you wanted to know. You like watching this, okay, what's going on? I mean, yeah, there's Paul Newman, yeah, but is that guy playing Robert Oppenheimer? I mean, I just hate trailers like that. But then again, I hate trailers that kind of just overly sell a movie and say, well, obviously I don't need to go see it because you put it all in the trailer. I like a happy medium somewhere in there. But anyway, I go through Amazon and I'm scanning through trailers, just watching trailer after trailer. Like, do I really want to invest my time to see this movie again, even though I've seen it? Or, hey, let me see. I haven't seen this movie before. Let me see what the trailer is all about. And so I do a lot of trailer watching.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So that's me in a half shell. So, but I love watching movies. I've always loved watching movies, and ever since I was a kid. I mean, I was fascinated when I went to my first movie, in the theater, and I guess it kind of just it's from that I became fascinated with movies, and then of course watching television on Saturdays and Sundays. You had sci-fi on Saturday nights and horror movies, and then the next day I'd see kung fu movies in the morning, and then I'd see classic TV like Ma and Pa Kettle and Blondie, and so that got my interest in black and white movies. And so I'm really quite diverse when it comes to just different things. Like you're quite diverse on reading books.
Yes. That's why it's so hard for me to sit down with you and watch a movie or TV series, because the time I'm doing that with you is taking away from a book I could have read. And I just prefer books because they give you so much more.
And I really feel like the Borg when it comes to watching or binge watching, because, I will just watch like it's nobody's business. You've seen me where it's like, okay, I finished this one. I want to see the next one. I want to see the next one. Okay, I'm done with this. What am I going to watch next? What am I going to assimilate next? So, but I can't help it. It's in my DNA to, watch movies.
Yeah, some of the times the trailers, though, are better than the movie.
Yes.
And they'll put things in a trailer to entice you that are never in the movie, or maybe they got cut out of the movie.
Just what I've heard from the Star Wars Rogue One thing. A lot of things were cut out and a lot of things were added. In the trailer, we've seen a lot of things that are not supposedly in the movie. And so, I'm going to be, I'm looking forward to seeing this movie. I still want to see Doctor Strange at some point. I'm probably not going to get to see it until it comes out on video or whatever. But yeah, so movies that we saw recently, Snowden. We saw Snowden, Edward Snowden, the guy.
Yes, we saw that last night.
Yes, we did. And we recently did a show on U.S. traders.
Yes.
And
after we watched this last night, we were talking about, is he a traitor or a whistleblower?
Right.
And we went back and we had one of our actual intelligent conversations.
And I think I pretty much like to think that I'm still right there in the sense that how could he whistleblow on in the job that he was in? I think that as soon as he said something in the field that he was in, he would have been buried in some secret government prison outside of the United States and interrogated and tortured and all that stuff. Now, according to, let me take a sip here.
I'll do that too. I just had my second Rice Krispie treat.
Because when I get worked up, I start like drying out. So he had to release the information somehow that the public was being spied on. Now, a lot of people will say, well, I think he's a traitor because he gave up secrets. Well, I don't think he necessarily gave up secrets. He basically presented the information to the Guardian and all of them that this is what's going on and you're being spied on. And this is and his bosses were like high-level government officials.
Mm-hmm.
So, which goes back to, do I think he's a traitor or do I think he is a whistleblower? Well, I think he's a whistleblower that had to take a unique way of getting the information out there. I think he legitimately loves his country. I mean, and I think that he was conflicted.
He was. They portrayed that in the movie.
Yeah. So he was conflicted in the sense of what these people were doing because he just wanted to do right by his country. But then when he saw all this crap that was going on, he couldn't believe it. I mean, and
yeah, why would you spy on people who aren't doing anything wrong? You don't have probable cause. You don't have a subpoena. They're just living their lives, and you need to spy on us for what purpose? Just because they could have greater control. They know our every thought and every move, and I guess they can maybe weed out the people who are going to oppose them, or I'm looking at the bigger picture, not just searching for a terrorist. They're searching for a way to subjugate.
Right. So I guess connecting our past show to U.S. traders, I'm not going to call them a traitor. I think the information needed to come out. Supposedly, we were supposed to get transparency through the, I hate getting into politics. I really hate it. We were going to say this was going to be the administration with the most transparency, and they continued on with what Bush started. And, I just don't think that's right. And I have to say that I'm behind Snowden, and if that makes somebody mad, well, in this situation, sorry, but the truth needed to be told. I mean, I don't like the idea. I mean, if you look at our laptop computers, our cameras are covered up with pieces of tape, and that was even before Snowden.
You don't have this one. Well, you got it taped, but I don't think that's good enough.
Yeah, well, it's a start. But anyway, the point is, I was going to make is, as an IT guy, I know I know what computers are capable of doing and what you can use them to do. As far as I'm beyond the average user, and so and when all this stuff with Snowden broke out, I was like, just confirmed a lot of my concerns and fears. And so yeah, whenever there's a camera on a laptop, I cover it up. And when I would get laptops back from end users that had the stuff on the camera, I didn't touch it. I totally understand how they feel, and the fact that they would take the initiative to cover up their camera, more power to them. Say what you will about Snowden. I think my mind's made up, and I appreciate that he took a stance, and I'm sorry that if he ever comes back to the United States, they're going to throw him in jail, and
he could get pardoned by this president or whatever president.
Well, it's true. We can only wonder what happens, so we'll see how that goes. So.
We'll see. Anyway, widow claims husband died of emotional distress after being forced to clean toilet.
Widow died?
Yeah, I just thought I'd throw that right at you.
Okay,
a widow has launched a lawsuit against a store in Florida which she believes is responsible for her husband's death. Maria Elizara, I can't even. Maria E., we'll call her, claims her 69-year-old spouse, Fernando, died as a result of emotional distress after staff at the branch. Here we go again. It's a Walgreens this time. At a branch at a Walgreens refused to let him leave until he cleaned the shop's toilet.
What?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to read this. Mr. E. had been a regular customer at the store, and this is Orlando. So on October 15, 2012, he entered the premises to use a bathroom, but when he attempted to leave, the court documents allege, a Walgreens staff member stopped him and physically escorted him back to the bathroom. The employees alleged to have told Mr. E, "You left a mess," expletive, all over the bathroom. Mrs. E claims at least one worker threatened her husband and forced him to clean the bathroom with a mop before he was permitted to leave. According to the suit, the incident left Mr. E humiliated, disgraced, and injured in his feelings and emotionally and mentally. The suit says the situation resulted in the death of Fernando. It doesn't specify how much time passed between this incident and his death. So Mrs. E is suing Walgreens for $500,000 on behalf of her husband's estate.
First off, no Walmart or no employee is going to be...
First, boo to people in chat. Shame on you.
Dino.
Give him the...
Oh, okay. This is for Dino here. So, the thing is that if somebody was to escort me back to the bathroom,
punch him down.
Oh, yeah, they're going down. I mean,
Punch him to the ground.
You know, yeah, that's all I've got to say about that is that, you know,
you're not obligated to do anything.
Yeah, you get paid to do this. You know, when I was a younger man, God, I hated working at Sam's Club.
Guess we're never getting sponsored by Sam's Club.
I had potty patrol, where I had to go in and clean the men's and the women's room, and let me tell you, both men and women are nasty. Yes, and
but women have more things, variety of things.
No, I mean just the things that the horrors. I'm just telling you that. So and it's even frustrating now that as an old man now, as I search out the cleanest toilet in a place. And Surlana will tell you that I have this thing about going to the mall. Where
I don't blame you for that, though. I think that's perfectly logical, and you're within your rights.
Well, one, it's hard for me to go, and this is, I can't believe I'm going down this path.
Well, you don't have to do it.
Well, anyway,
remember, the internet is forever.
Remember how I say that honesty, good or bad. I just, going into the restroom, high, volume, and then, because there was that one guy that, I was in the men's room and the crack on the door was big enough where he could see in there, and I was like, "What the heck are you looking at?"
Oh,
dude?
I remember this. This was.
I
at
mean,
the
I was
mall.
totally freaked out by that.
That was at the mall, though.
Yeah, it was at the mall, but there are restrooms strategically hidden inside the big stores, like a Macy's or like Dillard's. And
Dillard's usually has the most posh restrooms. I don't know if it's the same for you in the men's, but the Dillard's right here where we live in this mall. Floor-to-ceiling doors.
Oh, yes, I love that. I mean...
Like a Buc-ee's.
Yes, like a Buc-ee's. And that goes out to K28. So, long story short is that I have developed a technique of finding the exclusive, hard-to-find restrooms in malls and certain places just so I can avoid peeping Toms in the men's room, and also get the better clean toilets, too, if necessary. So... That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm not going to bother clicking this and reading it, but just because it's related to what you just said.
Yeah.
You can help NASA solve its space poop problem and win $30,000. Find that one for yourself.
All righty then.
I just happened to see it, It's in the list of things here. So going back to weird Texas.
Because Texas is weird.
Man who whizzed on the Alamo could get 18 months in prison.
Really? I mean, well, I'm not too surprised because Ozzy Osbourne pissed on the Alamo too, and I think he was banned from Texas for a while.
I don't think we were missing anything.
Yeah, so it's not the first time that somebody has got into a public mess over doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, definitely don't want to do that when you're in San Antonio.
There's a lot of zoological news items. I'm trying to figure out what the name of that is.
Yeah, in fact, you bring that up. We're getting a guest. I'm not going to say who it is just yet.
Or even when.
But in, I think, February, we're going to have a guy on that's a cryptozoologist. And it should be for a fun night that night. So I'm excited about that. So anyway, did you find anything in the news there?
Dead Bigfoot or rubber costume, you decide.
Okay, this is not the first time. Is this guy from Texas?
Yeah, I'm sure you know this. The body of a Bigfoot was killed by Rick Dyer back in 2012.
Yeah.
Dyer will also release the results. Hold on, it's loading.
Well, while yours is loading, it reminds me of... Art Bell, and I think it was he did an interview with a guy named Bugs.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what his name was, but he had killed two Bigfoots, a female and a male, and buried them. And at some point, he was going to release the map. And,
yeah, I remember that.
And we never heard anything else beyond it. I guess I guess Art's taking that with him
to the grave.
To the grave, to the beyond when he goes. But I found that fascinating. I mean, you could find definitive proof of Bigfoot if they would just release the map.
Well, I'm sure you heard of this guy, Dyer. He supposedly said he shot and killed a Bigfoot on the outskirts of San Antonio, of all places.
Yes, I think this is the guy, the hoaxer.
Okay, I'm just now seeing how old this story is. I didn't believe this to be this old.
Yeah, it's. I know time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I think the story was before the universe started broadcasting.
Yes, definitely. I wish he'd started this earlier, so we'd be further along.
But the thing is, this huckster, if you will, was
hoaxer.
A huckster, more like it, was promoting this costumed Bigfoot, which you could find the costume out there, and had it in a freezer, and was promoting it as a Bigfoot that he had shot. And so, with those, it makes me mad and angry because it just takes down the study of Bigfoot in this situation down to where if one became available in reality, then you would I'm kind of questioning this.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you're more open-minded about that, right? The possibility of one.
I'm open-minded about everything in the universe. I think I'm willing to give, things, out there a chance to breathe and come as far as story is concerned, so that we can find the facts out. I mean, I'm always telling you that when you start closing yourself off to possibilities, you're blinding yourself to a universal truth. I mean, that's ultimately what I want, is a universal truth on things, whether it be Bigfoot or aliens or which apple pie is the best. I mean, it kind of ties in with the universe in the grand scheme of things.
Okay. I don't know what I think. I don't know. I just can't believe we live in this day and age with our overpopulation of humanity, and we keep encroaching on more and more land, how we've not seen one of these things and had definitive proof.
Well, let's take this for example. Man, we're on a planet, right? And so a lot of the planet is covered with water. And there have been many animals that they've recently discovered that are at the bottom of the ocean. And so, we can only assume that there are things still out there that we haven't discovered yet, even though it seems like we've discovered so much.
We can discover this. Caller, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Good evening.
And how are you?
Well, pretty good. I want to say, first off, nice upgrade, the holding system with the beep, and the person tells you you'll be on hold. It's like it's moved up, man. It's a top-rate program now. You got great holding.
Yeah, we're using something new.
Yeah, well, I hope you're doing well tonight. When Christmas Eve comes around and I find myself alone, which the last 25 years seems to happen more often than not, many of us don't have a big family, or some are estranged from family, and it's a rough thing. You're in the first world. If we're lucky enough to have the type of roofs we have over our head and to be warm and not wet and not hungry, and yet there are still people suffering around the world, and that's what is on my mind. But not to bring down anybody, it's nice that some parts of the internet, can work like this to bring so many people together that are just hanging out tonight with you guys, and bring some good cheer and a little bit of silly, sarcastic humor to lighten the night. The days are getting longer and the nights are getting shorter. We're past the solstice, so that's one thing to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
And what is on my mind every Christmas, is that it's really, I dropped out of the Catholic Church years ago, but that it's just a random date. If this person they called Jesus, was this person born or beamed down? We all have questions on this program. But to put it in the middle of this cold weather, The only good thing I can see about that in most of the world, in the northern hemisphere, is that it's cold, and you want to kind of be close to people. In hot weather, people stink. You want to be far away from them. So it's a good thing it's not in August.
Indeed. But what were we talking about here earlier? First off, it's good. Bigfoot there. First off, it's good to hear from you, Dino. We enjoy having you call in, and it's always a treat from us to hear from you. And that was partly why we wanted to make sure there was a show tonight. Is that it's Christmas Eve. Sure, there's going to be some people that may be by themselves, but we wanted them to feel that you're not alone. We're here, and we enjoy doing what we do, and getting an opportunity to hear different viewpoints, and so we're here and you're there, and we're your, I guess you could say, your digital family. So it's Surlana over there.
Well, it's a nice thought. It is a nice thought, and a nice actions that you do. Unlike some Christmases, I actually had 2 separate invitations for tonight, but I refused both of them, and I'll tell you why. I would rather be in my warm, comfortable house, doing whether it's watching videos that I'm going to do later, and I cooked myself some piece of ham that I bought at the Safeway, and a nice giant ass baked potato, and I feel badly about pigs. I must tell you, I eat a lot of vegetables. I've had girlfriends that are vegetarians, but I just can't quite do it. I don't eat as much meat as the average American, but I have to say on Christmas Eve, it's a nice feeling to have a little ham and baked potato in the chilly weather we're having. And so the 2 invitations I turned down, I will tell you why I turned them down, to rather be alone, by myself. And that is one of the people I had some business relationships with, he and his wife. Actually was going to invite another woman friend I know and a couple of people they know. But this guy, and I'm not going to get political, but just is a big, big right wing. He listens to Rush Limbaugh on the radio at his business, and he listens to Michael Savage, and the nice way he reached out even a few days before Christmas, like he was thinking of me. But I wasn't going to sit there with them and his foreign-born wife, who's like more right-wing than he is, sit there, and no matter how good the food is or the wine or anything, I wanted some peace this Christmas. I didn't want to hear about, whoever got elected and what's wrong and how the guy going out is a jerk. And the other invitation was a friend I've actually known since I was like 11, 12 years old, and we had paper routes together early in the morning. Now called child labor abuse. They don't allow it anymore. But when I was living in the big city, that's how we made money, and we got up 5:30 in the morning before school and delivered papers. Well, this guy has become quite successful, master's degree, major banker, and we've kept in touch through the years. In fact, I helped him find his second wife. But the guy is a big alcoholic, and his new wife is perfect for him because she's from a Scandinavian country and she drinks right with him. and he invited me over a couple of days ago, and I, very politely, because I've known him for years, I just told him, oh no, I have other plans, because both these places I would have gone, I would have been fed well. Been warm, these are both people I know, although I knew one much more intimately than the other. But, whether it's Christmas or not, this is a night of peace. And I keep thinking every Christmas, I don't even set up a tree anymore. The wonderful new house I have a tree outside I planted. I don't put lights up like I can look down into the valley. There are lots of lights. But I do always play the Beatles' Christmas carols, and John Lennon, I couldn't help but last night coming across, wasn't even thinking about it, it came right across, that John Lennon with Yoko, war is over if you want it. And I think that applies to your show. Those of us that listen to these type of shows are looking for a truth, a truth that may be inconvenient, but that is the truth, and that encompasses all things, sort of a unified field theory, so to speak. And I think John Lennon was for my generation, and how got that message early. He could have done anything with the money and rich and fame he had, and he just wanted to hang out with his wife and kid and make a little music, and he turned into protest. He said, war is over if you want it.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have to want it, and we have to search our souls for that.
Indeed, we do, Dino, and it's like I said, I'm here looking for the universal truth. I've always said that I'll present it to you good or bad, but at least you'll know where you stand. And it's important to know when presenting that truth that we explore the universe as a whole for the answers. We're not going to find the answer in just one little, like a horse with blinders on. We need to keep our eyes open on everything and listen to everything. And sometimes we need to listen to things that, may not agree with us centrally. But at least we know, and we can talk the language to somebody else, and then to kind of say, hey, this is what I think, and this is where I'm coming from. And that might give them a point of view that they've never had before. That's important to me, is that I need to learn from others that I may not have a point of view from their side of the fence, so that I can grow as a human and say, yeah, I've heard that, I've read that, but this is why I disagree with it, thank you for opening my eyes on this. I never would have thought of this kind of thing. And I think this is important for us to learn this concept to help us grow so that we can move into, I don't want to call it a utopia of thinking, but more of a line of just a meeting of the minds, if you will. If we could just talk instead of, immediately grabbing our daggers and ready to just cut each other's throat. I mean, there was a time that we talked, and we need to get back to that. And I'm hoping that as we go forward in the Spaceboy Universe show, that I'm given an opportunity to talk and bring people together. And from what I see, it's fun. It's exciting. Talking to just different people such as yourself and K28 and Barrett and Beverly and Bob and all the other space cadets I might be failing to mention. But it's a great group of people where we all come together and we get to talk and we learn something about each other.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, you had a vision, and you're putting a program together, which is your vision, but you're trying to bring along the group. We're like at summer camp, and we're all included. And right now we're going through a time, I hope it's a short time, where people want to polarize. And all that does, from those of us who are learning about these things, is probably helps people who are really running the show. And a wise person once said, and there are probably a couple of wise people who said this, that do not compare yourself with those beneath you, but rather aspire to be like those above you. Now, that doesn't have to mean, they make more money than you, or they're prettier than you, or they have more talent than you, but rather how a person you aspire to conducts themselves. And so the more that you learn, including the mistakes we make in life, and including even if you didn't mean to make a mistake, if you can, suck it in and say, whoops, I'm sorry I did that. I don't want to do that again. I've learned the lesson. Then that will help us. So I say this because anybody who feels lonely tonight, or, these times of the year when certain holidays come, you sometimes over-assess your own life. Maybe you need an assessment. Maybe you are going the wrong direction. But to feel sorry for yourself too much is not a good thing. And so, but I am saying tonight there are people under the gun. There are people in slavery still in this world. There are people who are wet and cold and hungry. And Willie Nelson says that one. He has a song, he said, I'm not wet, I'm not cold, I'm not hungry. Classify these as good times. But again, don't always be looking beneath you. Once you realize to be thankful and grateful for what you have or what you are experiencing now, life is a journey, and it may not always be this way, so always aspire for more.
Indeed.
Yep. Well, it's how late are you going tonight, you guys? Up till 10?
Well, let's see. That would be 10. Yeah, till 10 o'clock your time, I believe. Yes, that would be.
Okay. Okay. Well, good. I was going to get off, but now I can hog the phone somewhere else.
Well, I mean, do you have anything else you want to go beyond that? I mean,
no, that was my main thought tonight, and listening to you guys is entertaining, and I'm hoping that it's making your evening as well. It's a gift that you gave. I bought someone a brand new skateboard and put it in the fireman's tub this year. Every year I try to remember children who don't even have a toy, and I always try to pick a toy that will be more than them just sitting like a bump on the log. So this year it was a skateboard. I said, get out there and move your ass, and and if you're a poor kid, you'll feel better when you're zipping around on your skateboard than if you're sitting there staring into a computer game, I think. But that's just me. So that's all I want to say is that I'm hoping that you two that make this one show called Spaceboy Universe, that you're enjoying yourselves tonight and that it's lightening your load a bit, I hope.
Yeah, it's we're by ourselves, and Surlana is going to see a friend tomorrow, and I will be heading to the movies, something I enjoy doing, and so...
Is that the X-rated? No.
No, I'm finally going to go see, hopefully, Star Wars, the Rogue One movie, and so... tonight, this conversation we had back in November, like, are we going to do a show on the 24th? I mean, it's the Christmas Eve, and I'm thinking, well, of course we're going to do this show, because I'm sure there's going to be people out there that are in our situation where they're by themselves or whatever, and they would just want to tune in, or, because during this time is reruns, and there's nothing new or fresh to listen to. So that gives us
the last thing you want to do is actually talk to your relatives.
Well, yeah. So, so I figured that this would be a great idea to be here on the 24th and to be here on the 31st next week, which leads up to
Don's
the New
going to be sad because, that means back to work that following Monday.
Yeah. So, but anyway, I go back to work Tuesday. So,
I don't.
But anyway, yeah, we enjoy doing this. I think, hopefully, you see that we enjoy doing it through our shows. I mean,
you seem comfortable.
Yeah, we've come a long way to get to this point, but we enjoy it, and I like when I flub up and Surlana gets a chance to rub it into my face, and it makes for good radio. I've always said to her that, this should be on some kind of broadcasting situation when we'd have conversations in the car.
And then I say, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
You two are a hoot. There's no doubt about it.
Well, it's fun, and I enjoy doing it, and I keep telling everybody, I want to continue to do it, and this year, I tell you, there were times when I didn't think that we were going to be able to continue with the show, but we managed to pull a rabbit out of our hat here.
But that you're talking about is a good Christmas message. That is the power of intention. Joseph Campbell talked about it a lot, and so did the guy who's dead now, Dr. William Dyer. Great man that I read his books years ago about overcoming, yourself, and that's the thing. You can let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy if they're telling you bad things, but the same thing that you've gone through, I went through about 4 or 5 years ago when I left a situation where, I could have stayed living there, and a lot of things could have continued, and I might have even had more money or scratch, as they say, than I have now. But I took a risk, and I did it, I guess, for the right reasons. And as a result, when I came into buying this beat-up old house that I bought, do you know that everybody, when they see that you're sincere, will try to help you? It's amazing. They don't even know why they're doing it, but they see that it's important for you and that it's not necessarily selfish, but that it's a good thing for you. And I think that's kind of one of the laws of the universe, that if you go out there and do it and you face adversity, but you say, I could quit now and do something else, but this is something I need to do, that some people you didn't even expect will come and back you up and help you lighten your load for a little bit down the road. And that's what happened to me. And I'm still not out of the woods, but I'm still here 5 years later. And when I first moved in here, I thought, man, I don't know if I'm going to make it. And in some ways, I'm happier than I was, even though I was in a happy situation before I came here. Mm-hmm. So it's very interesting how the universe, not just the Spaceboy universe, but the universal universe of universes, of multi-universes, can work. But if you step off into another universe and you get on the long and winding road that's going down, your life can take a whole turn for the worse. So always, accentuate the positive, as the old song says.
Indeed. Yes, the thing is, this year I've really had to test myself for my hope. And, I've said it many times before, I do enjoy doing what I'm doing. I feel like I've meant to do what I'm doing. And it's interesting how the path to destiny works out that way. Meeting people, seeing things, and I hope that in the end it just makes me stronger as an individual. And I think I've said this before too, that when you get what you see in us. I mean, we are what we are. We're genuine. We're not putting on some mask and giving you some BS line that to get you to listen to us. We are who we are, and we're not going to change who we are. And I think that's some of the appeal to listening to us, and we appreciate the fact that people like yourself and K28 and many others, they can see that we are not here to BS you. We're here to be someone that you can trust in us and believe in us, and that will always be genuine to you.
Well, I think this carries over from your music, Spaceboy. It's very sincere music, and even some people who listen to this show maybe are not as verbally or intellectually inclined as the next person, but when they listen to your music, that's a whole different way of communicating. And you simply have carried that over into kind of a more words and concept on this program, rather than cutting the CD like you do with your music. So you're a very Renaissance man in that sense. You're reaching out to different modes of communication and feeling. And that there's no doubt about it. Now, I'm not sure if I'll be with you next week because New Year's Eve and even sometimes Halloween. That's when the debauchery comes out for me. I mean, if you ever saw that, since that Star Trek, the original Star Trek, the classic Star Trek episode where they land on the planet and they're very straight-laced and Mormon-like almost, and no offense to our Mormon friends, but then they have 3 days of festival and they all go nuts. Well, and that's what I try to do once or twice a year on these weird holidays.
Well, the thing is that we understand that there are things you need to do on a Saturday night, but there's always Spaceboy on the go. And so whether it be Spreaker, SoundCloud, or iTunes, you can tune into one of those formats and definitely pick up the show the day later or a week later. And, we're not going to go anywhere. And we already know that we have your support, Dino.
Well, okay. And I can see by the way that the chat has slowed down, I've either bored people to death or made them depressed, from all this heartfelt thinking. So I will pass along, and I'm sure you guys have something else to continue to talk about as we listen on into the eve of Christmas.
Well, thank you, Dino, for calling in, and you are a super honorary space cadet, and we appreciate you, sir.
Merry Christmas to all of you, and to all a good night.
And to you too, sir.
Bye.
All right. Anybody else in the buffer room here? No? Okay, so where do we pick up here? We've got...
Man accuses his brother-in-law of ruining Christmas because of his toilet roll orientation.
Okay. Now, I think we've had this topic before where how does the toilet paper roll go in?
You may not think it matters, but the possibility at some point you have mortally offended someone's aesthetic sensibilities by the way you orient your roll, whether it's hanging over or under. But this guy really cares. He posted a blistering attack on his brother-in-law's toilet paper orientation. He took a photo of it, of the roll in question. It says, Christmas ruined by brother-in-law's unusable bathroom facilities. Jeez. Over the top, and the only thing you touch is the toilet paper. Underneath, and you touch the toilet paper and sometimes the wall. Tortured by this very situation at our house right now. Did my husband do it? Asked another lady. There were cries of barbarian and other Redditors, that's people who are on Reddit.com, inviting the man to spend Christmas with them, who I guess they have this sensible orientation.
So I'm going to probably pull a page out of your book, and if I was to say, have a conversation with you, which is the right way to put the toilet paper in the roll, you would come back and say something to the effect of, well, at least you have toilet paper.
Yeah. I don't even bother to put it on the roll. I just put it up on the towel rack right above it. Somebody installed a towel rack right above it. I don't know why. It's a dumb place for a towel rack, but there you go. And it's slanted. It's not even level.
I can't even remember the last time I put a roll of toilet paper on the little spindle thing.
Yeah.
Because it's usually like behind me, or if I'm sitting down, TMI, or it's on this window ledge that's kind of above me, or it's to my left.
We have separate bathrooms,
and so there is. It's everywhere, but on the dispenser roll.
I had gone to Walmart without you because I get home before you do, so I had gone straight to Walmart, then home, and I had this rare fluke where I had to go before I could even start shopping. So they had remodeled they remodeled the Walmart, and they remodeled the bathrooms. Bathrooms are actually a lot better, the ones in the front and the ones in the back. But the ones in the front, I noticed that the stalls are even longer, and I guess that is so if you're a woman, you've got to bring all your kids in with a stroller. They all have to stand there in this day and age. They all have to stand there in the stall with you, keep them corralled while everybody does what they got to do. So I went into this one because it was an urgent thing, and there was nobody in there at the time. So I get in there, and I turn around, and I shut the door, and I noticed this is really weird.
First off, this is really weird conversation. I mean,
I noticed that there is a strip of toilet paper starting on the hinge side of the door, at the top of the hinge, all the way the length of the door down to the bottom of the door, like it was strategically put there. I guess that's to cover that.
The space?
The slit, yeah, the space.
So you don't have a man staring at you while you're doing your business?
Yeah,
well,
I don't know if other countries experience this, but American bathroom stalls, when they're stalls that are all connected together, there can be gaps between the door and where the door closes, and in between each stall, and it's just nobody likes it. We all hate it, but what are you going to do? So I did what I had to do, and there was just enough toilet paper because the first big giant dispenser was out. The second one was out, but there was a roll on top loose. There was a roll on top loose.
Mm-hmm.
So I got what I needed, and I fumbled the ball apparently, and it dropped and rolled 3 stalls away under all the other stalls. I'm like, well, glad I got what I needed before, and that's it. There was no other people, nothing. So it can be a life or death situation.
God, yeah, why does that have to be so complicated? I mean, it's complicated. It is indeed.
Well, apparently there's a new weird trend that is really upsetting IKEA.
Okay.
Teenagers are apparently going to IKEA's and they're sneaking in, hiding in the displays and trying to have sleepovers in the IKEA at night.
I have seen video of this.
Non-sponsored sleepovers, they're called. Most of those are taking place in the UK. Of course, IKEA is getting frustrated by it. They caught some 14-year-old girls staying overnight. This was, people that work there caught them.
Mm-hmm.
And they managed to stay in the store and detect it. I read about 2 grown men who did it just to see if they could get away with it.
Right.
Like, how long can they hide and just stay overnight? So, because we appreciate that people are interested in IKEA and want to create fun experiences. However, the safety and security of our coworkers and customers is our highest priority, and that is why we do not allow sleepovers in our stores. But so this started in Belgium with some YouTubers who
That's probably the videos I've seen where they spent the night there, and then when they
hid in the wardrobes and
when the lights came on the next morning,
they just walked out.
They just walked out the front door like it was nobody's business.
But like they're saying, they hope this trend will slow. We don't see what is fun with what they do. Yeah. I already feel like I'm trapped in an IKEA, and we go there on legitimate business, and I want to leave. It feels like you can't get out.
I mean, the way they design the store, they make you walk this maze of just looking at everything, and then of course there's strategic doors that are their openings that you can get through the maze if you know where the doors are.
Yeah, there is sort of quote unquote shortcuts, like
yes, but I guess I don't even know what to say in the sense that. They shouldn't make it so appealing to want to sleep on their little beds and their furniture, and so they've got customers that are so like in love with IKEA, they just want to spend the night there.
Yeah, they'll release cats in there. People will bring their monkeys and share coats, and it's all kind of fun stuff happens at IKEA.
Well, speaking of fun stuff, Surlana, we're heading up to that, but this is the part where I do a live commercial. I just finished working on a new album, as Dino was pointing out, music, and that is Unique Technique. The new album, Unique Technique, is out, and it's available on SpaceboyMusic.com. I had to think about that for a second.
I was about to say.
Yeah. So you've heard some of the tracks. What do you think about them?
Well, you know me. You're my favorite artist. So,
well, I mean, did I think the objective in this new album was more guitars?
Yes, and if you give me a second, I'll bring up Spaceboy music.
So, she's doing that on that end. Okay. But it's 17 wonderful new tracks. Some of the tracks you've already heard through the course of Spaceboy Universe. Some of the tracks you've heard on new shows like the Quantum Hologram Matrix.
That would be Eyes of Argus, which I can't get enough of. And, of course, A Million Miles to Midnight. Solaris is great.
In fact, I wrote 2 songs for Solaris. The first one wasn't exactly what I wanted to give her for her book, but then I just went ahead and, since it's another song altogether good for itself, I wrote that one as well. And then, there's other juicy stuff on there, like The Hive is a pretty cool one. Played one earlier as far as There's Always Another Day is on there. And so, it's great music. It's only for $10 for a digital download. I know K28, as soon as I mentioned it, he got his copy. He was playing it in his car the other day. So
he took a picture of it.
He took a picture of it. So... Unique Technique. It's the new album from Spaceboy Music, or just Spaceboy, Spaceboy. But you can find it on spaceboymusic.com. And here is a track from the album called Unique Technique.
You are listening to Spaceboy Universe. Now here are your hosts, Spaceboy and Surlana.
Indeed, indeed. Dang you, Dennis. You posted the trailer for the new Alien movie, and it's awesome. I can't wait for it to come out. I mean, it looks great. The xenomorph is in there. The face hugger is in there. It's going to be a great movie. I can't wait to go see that movie. And just so you know the number, it's 818-616-7286. That's 818-616-SBUN.
So it looks like a good movie?
It looks awesome.
Was Scott behind it this time?
Oh, it's still Scott, yeah. And supposedly he's got one more to roll out. And after this, and
it's done, huh?
And then his part is done. And then we've got some kind of movie with Sigourney Weaver that will...
Well, I'm intrigued by the idea that came from the video game that was released, was it this year, last year, about her daughter.
About her daughter, yes. That was very interesting. I like that one. So, yeah, that would have been a great movie, too, if they had put that out. Oh, sorry, they're a little pizza gas. Where are we? Did you find something else? Or are we waiting
Let's see. I've got a call, I think. No, it says terminated calls.
Uh-oh.
I could call that caller back unless they don't want me to.
Well, that would be interesting.
Because I don't know if this person is working covertly or, I don't want to get them in trouble.
But the phone lines are open, and that is, like I said, 818-616-7286. That's 818-616.
If you've got the 427 number, please call again.
All right, well, yeah.
That was my fault.
Yeah, so Alien Covenant looks like it's going to be an awesome movie, and I can't wait for it. I was a little concerned that it wasn't going to get made, but now it is. So, caller, you're on the air. Caller?
It's K28.
Hey K28. How are you, my friend? Okay.
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
Okay. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just fading in and out. Oh, well.
Trying to imagine where you're hiding.
I'm in the garage.
So what are you up to?
There seems to be like a 3-second delay for some reason. That's strange. So.
Well,
I just got through making some tiramisu cake.
Nice. Tiramisu.
Yeah, I'm using the famous Rita recipe, so I hope it comes out well.
I'm sure it will. You put your effort into it.
You always put your effort into it.
Yeah.
So do you like?
I notice you have 818 area code. That's the same.
Well,
that's the same area code as me. So that means you're my neighbor now.
Well, it's toll free. So when anybody dials the 818 area code on our new line, so
yeah,
exciting stuff. So are you enjoying?
I'm also 818.
Are you enjoying the new album?
Oh yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. And I noticed you finally got the book downloaded for the Wrong Tombstone.
Well, okay. The thing is, on that, it said I downloaded it on my laptop, but I can't find it on my phone. So I still haven't gotten it on my phone yet.
Uh-oh. Well, I guess somehow if you need more information on Kindle, you might want to send an email to Solaris. Too many S's in the room. To Surlana, she is actually a Kindle expert.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if it's a syncing problem between my computer and my device, or if it's something else. I'm not really sure what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got the sample loaded, but the sample only has a few pages in it. But the real one is on the laptop. It's not on my iPhone. So.
I guess all in good time, my friend. All in good time. So, what's the big plans for you tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to my mom and dad's house, and we're having a family get together as we do every year. So my brothers, sisters, my cousins, my aunts, uncles, and in-laws, they're all going to be gathered at my parents' house, and then we're going to have Christmas.
That sounds great.
And I'm bringing tiramisu for the first time. They want to try it. So
I've had it a long time ago.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Homemade?
I have no idea. I just know I had it once.
Okay. Yeah, I use espresso coffee and Kahlua mixed in it, and it has some other ingredients too. It should be pretty good.
Oh man, I should have gotten some alcohol.
You had a chance today.
Yeah, I try it next week. That's when we really need it.
So, what are you looking forward to next year?
What are you?
K28.
Well, I hope it's a better year than this year.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the consensus with everybody.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good year because I'll be getting more projects at work, keep me more busy than I had been. So,
I don't want to spoil the beans or anything, but did your special project work out for you?
Oh yeah, the Google people came over, they previewed it, and people from Apple came over. They looked at it, and then we had one of the guys who does all the reviews on YouTube. He looked at it. And so far, at least my boss told me that they all gave it very favorable reviews. So that's going to be good.
That's awesome.
Wow. We could say we knew him when.
Yeah, you should be able to see it in stores around June.
Wow. Cool. That's going to be cool.
Would you be able to talk about it more in depth in June?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you what it is.
Well, we don't want to give any away secrets, but go ahead and tell us.
It's not a secret. It's a 5-port hub, USB. So you can put it on your computer. You can hook up monitors to it. You can hook up high definition television, all through the standard USB connection. So it's a
oh wow!
And in a way, it's the first of its kind. Yeah.
Yeah, I really didn't. I didn't know about what you did until you were in Houston, and we sat down for dinner, and then later on when you sent me some pictures, I was really blown away by what your field. I mean, well, it makes sense because we've talked about the video games in the past, and it's impressive is what I'm trying to say as far as what I've learned about you.
Well, thanks.
So is there anything else you want to add to the
conversation? My name was published in a book.
Congratulations on that. Yes, see, more stuff. Very cool stuff.
Yeah. It's one of those books about all the Sega of America games that they came out with.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm. That is cool.
You can buy it from Amazon. It's on sale there. So.
Most stuff is. Anything else you want to add before we get to the next caller?
Yeah, I just want to wish you and Surlana and all the Space Cadets a very Merry Christmas.
Well, we appreciate that.
And Merry Christmas to you too, sir.
Thank you, and thanks for keeping my commercial going.
Oh, when I read, just a forewarning that I'm going to redo the commercial mega break, but that particular commercial is staying. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah. When it's on, I like to look at the sky when it happens.
All right, Kay.
It makes him happy.
We appreciate you, and once again, you're always on our mind, and we appreciate everything you've done for us, and we just appreciate you being an Uber Space Cadet, and here's to the next year, 2017.
Yes, I'll call in more often.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
Talk to you soon, my friend.
Yes. Bye.
That was K28, everyone.
Strange delay.
Yeah, definitely a strange delay. Yeah, we appreciate K28 because he... I don't want to say a lot of things, but, that he's helped us. But he has helped us, and he's a good friend. And it's nice to have friends like him out there in the universe, and we appreciate him. I can't say it enough.
Indeed. I agree.
So where does that take us next to, Surlana?
Family meal rudely interrupted by a giant 5-inch venomous spider eating a lizard.
What?
Indeed.
Any pictures on that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I don't know if I even want to see
I'll
this.
post these in chat.
Go ahead and post it in chat.
I'll post this in chat. So, of course, it's not in this country, thank God. A family was rudely interrupted in their evening meal by a huge venomous spider that was tucking into a lizard for its supper, as an enormous arachnid was spotted by Melanie Jade Ottaway at her home in Beerwah, Queensland, Australia.
I was getting ready to say, was it in Australia?
Yeah. She and her partner, Troy James, sat down for dinner on a Sunday night. It's when they noticed they had been joined by a huge huntsman spider.
Okay, first off, how would you not notice this huntsman spider? I mean,
well, it was on the glass door to their decking, so I guess maybe it was maybe right next to where they were sitting. They were inside, and it was on the outside.
So it dropped into the meal, I guess?
It was 5 inches across, sitting on the glass door to the decking with a gecko caught helplessly between its jaws. So she grabbed her camera and caught the epic struggle, and it appeared to be won by the spider. Ooh, man.
Yeah, this is intense.
The giant spider was tucking into the gecko. We just sat down at dinner at the table and noticed something massive on the glass sliding door. So I got up, had a closer look, and there it was, a huntsman spider with its gorgeous little gecko in its mouth.
There was a time that I was, I would love to have gone to Australia, but, I guess all bets are off now. There is just
She said it was too late to save the little gecko. So.
I mean, even the cute little koalas, I wouldn't want to mess with one. I mean, they just...
Well, they do have syphilis.
Mm-hmm.
Is it syphilis or chlamydia? I think it's chlamydia.
I think it's chlamydia.
Koalas have chlamydia or syphilis, one of those. That's just inherent.
Mm-hmm. You got snakes, spiders. I mean, that just leads me into the kangaroo thing that I saw the other day, where the kangaroo got a hold of this guy's dog.
Yeah.
And the guy, that's just true Australian fashion. He goes up to the kangaroo and just punches him in the face, and the kangaroo is like standing there like, what just happened here? I just got punched? What? But, just Australian is like, it's like another world.
Mm-hmm, definitely. It's I don't know. There's some really gorgeous aspects to that country.
Well, I've always found Australia beautiful.
I don't know if I want to risk the other things,
Mm-hmm. A lot of people say there's a big comparison between Australia and Texas. A lot of similarities because, you go out towards Big Bend, National Park, you got the, what?
I thought this video was going to start playing, so I had to...
Yeah, I noticed, I was going to play on my end too. But, it was like, you got your, Texas is like, you go west and it's like deserts and mountainous areas. You go north, it's flat and plains. You go east, you get trees and some starting to get into the swamplands.
You're talking about our ecosystem.
Yeah, our ecosystem.
We've got everything. We've got kind of deserty. We've got mountainy, rocky.
It's like a small version of Australia.
Yeah, and we have lush jungle type, like down here in Houston, and swamp, bayous.
Even the Australian
flat plains.
The Australian mentality is a lot like Texans. They have their own sense of purpose, and just in your face. It's just an interesting comparison. But as far as who wins the deadly animal round, it's going to be Australia because, man, that is some freaky stuff.
I didn't know Northern Ireland's got some pretty angry goats.
Oh, well, I can deal with a goat.
There's an angry goat. Shoppers were forced to flee and take refuge in their cars after an angry goat terrorized a store and even attacked a pensioner, which is, I guess, an elderly person.
Right.
A retiree, as we call him here. This is Ireland. The grumpy animal began its reign of terror by pressing its face up against the glass shop front. Oh, God, that's horrific. And before it turns its attention to innocent customers, I mean, please, of all the things. According to reports, the creature was loose for half an hour outside of Eurospar in Carrickfergus, Northern Ireland, and forced shoppers and staff members to take cover. So, of course, they got pictures of it. It's something you just don't expect, said the store owner. I turned around, and there was a goat with his big eyes staring right at me. We held eye contact for about 30 seconds. Okay, y'all got to see this. Y'all got to see this. Look at these pictures.
And this is in Ireland, right?
Yeah.
So I'm hearing this as you
pictures.
talk. I'm
Jonathan
translating it into this Irish accent in my head.
Right, how the animal stared at him before running down the car park and eating all the baskets of plants left outside the shop. So, we have a pensioner, retiree named Billy who shops here.
Okay, first off, when the goat is looking into this car, it looks it's satanic.
Yeah, that's why goats are, I think, associated with Satan because they just don't look right. They don't look like they're from this earth. We have a guy named Billy who shops here, and he charged at him, and I grabbed him and dragged him through the door just in time before the goat crashed into the door. Billy was being attacked by a billy goat. So Jonathan went on to explain that another woman waiting outside in the car park had got back into her vehicle after spotting the angry animal. Do you see the picture where he's got his front hooves on the back door of a car?
Yes, that's the first picture I saw where he was on the back. As
members of the staff began to arrive at the ship, the goat charged at them, forcing them to jump into the woman's car for safety. Apparently she is a fortress of a car. At which point, the menacing goat jumped up on its hind legs on the side of the vehicle. This is like Cujo. Did you see the Cujo Stephen King movie?
And then there's another picture where he's at the front door of the store, and he's looking in. He's standing on his hind legs.
Yeah, that's freaky.
And got his hoofs on the window, looking in like some crazed shopper at Best Buy trying to get the last Xbox One device for their kid.
I haven't been posting these in Twitter, so I'm sorry for that. Let me get it back over
to Twitter. But the one where the goat is standing next to the car back door looks really freaky looking. I mean, he's on his hind legs, and you see behind, and he's got his hoofs kind of on the car. And it's just not something you see every day. And but yeah, I mean, at least. I mean, we have just angry beavers here. I mean, can you imagine an angry goat?
We have goats here somewhere.
Yeah, but I've never seen a goat go like all goats at Walmart kind of thing.
All Cujo on them. But it's like the goat jumped on its hind legs on the side of the vehicle. That's the picture you saw. Mm-hmm. The goat was eventually captured by a passerby who grabbed it by the horns and walked it away. So, some goat whisperer came by and just...
The goat whisperer.
Just, crazy stuff, man. I had to share that one because the pictures are hilarious.
I guess that was one bad goat.
Oh, no, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to see that. Okay, we'll skip that.
What is it they don't want to see?
It's something to do with a cockroach.
Oh, okay, yeah, I could deal without that. But yeah, that is pretty dang funny, Actually, it reminds me of one of those YouTube videos we saw, fell videos, where it was this goat. I guess it was down in Latin America, and he was headbutting people. He was just pissed off goat or whatever.
Oh, here's your kangaroo thing.
Oh, is this about the man that...
Man filmed punching kangaroo that attacked his dog and put it in a headlock.
Yes.
Now, did the kangaroo put it in a headlock, or the man put the kangaroo in a headlock?
No, the kangaroo put the dog in a headlock, and so the man, I guess.
How do you know if the kangaroo was playing or being threatening to the dog?
Well, they're very powerful animals. I mean,
Yeah, some of them can look muscly and roided up.
Yeah, I mean, they do. They look like they're on steroids. Like, I just bench pressed Rhode Island. And I mean, they're just huge. They're freaky looking. But this particular kangaroo had captured...
Oh, it's a video of a man punching a kangaroo with a right hook. After the kangaroo attacked his dog, Steven Stubenrausch posted the clip on Facebook. Has been viewed 3 million times.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting video. It's one of those videos where he goes up and he punches the kangaroo.
Oh, the kangaroo does have a dog in a headlock.
Yes.
Man jumps and rushes into the bushland to protect the dog. The kangaroo's holding the dog in a headlock, like they're doing WWFC stuff.
Right.
Let me post that link in the chat
and
so they can see the photos.
It's one of those videos where you don't expect it to, like, okay. First off, I mean, he apparently loves his dog. So he loves him so much that he's willing, hey, don't be screwing with my dog. And just for that, I'm going to punch you in the face.
Did the kangaroo just seem like it was okay even after it was punched?
It's like, what just happened to me? This human just punched me in the face. I mean, well, then stop messing with the guy's dog. And then I guess eventually the kangaroo hopped on out of there. And then, of course, the dog was freed. But, it was one of those thug life moments where they put the thug life on the guy because he punched the kangaroo. Anyway, it was classic gold there, I would say, because it wasn't expected.
I didn't click this link, but I saw a headline that says, man is either arrested or got a citation for punching a shark in the face. But don't they tell you to do that to get away from a shark if you feel threatened?
Punch him in the nose, yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, whatever. If I'm like about to be attacked by a shark, I'm gonna do whatever to punch whatever and get out of there.
Okay, stop the presses.
Okay.
Shopkeepers caught blowing up raw chickens with their mouths to make them seem more plump.
Okay.
And it's a video. Disgusting footage has allegedly been captured as shopkeepers, meaning the people who are running the shop, are inflating raw chickens with their mouths in a bid to make them seem more plump. Pause for a moment while I do my own sound effect here with my prop. That's a rubber chicken being deflated. Okay. So they've got these raw chickens with their mouths to make them more plump. I didn't know you could do this. The footage is reported to have been filmed in La Victoria, Venezuela, and claims to show men in factories and on market stalls blowing air into meat. It's all about poop and meat tonight. I don't know why that has been
the theme for tonight.
So
happy holidays, everyone.
They're trying to breathe into the chickens, I'm guessing through the front end. These sellers are able to increase the weight of the meat before they increase the price. So they take the chicken by the neck, here we go, and blow into the mouth for several seconds. And chickens increase their weight by 0.5 kilograms after being inflated. They seal off the neck hole to prevent air from escaping. So I guess the concern is they're ripping the people off by inflating it, but my concern is you've had your mouth
on that chicken. I'm surprised you don't get salmonella.
I don't care if you cook the chicken. Yeah.
I mean, that would be my concern is that it's going to bite them either in the neck or in the butt on this one, but, I can imagine, that's nasty.
Yes, I agree with you, sis. This show's tone has plummeted.
So anyway, Surlana, we've made it to the...
oh my gosh, I wasn't even paying attention to time.
No, but it's amazing how time flies, We go at a show, we weren't expecting anything out of it, and what did we get? We got poop and we got meat. So, hey, it's a good night. So, on behalf of Spaceboy Universe, we want to wish you and your families a Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, Happy Holidays. or whatever makes you happy. Just know that we'll be here for you next week on the 31st for our prediction show.
Bring your grievances about 2016 as well.
Exactly. So we're going to Burns 2016 up like you can't believe and be a part of that show. Anything else we need to add before we close out of this show?
Just our live chatters are hilarious people and very clever.
And remember, chatters, we've switched to a new number. That's 818-616-7286.
Yeah, our SBUN.
Yeah, it's SBUN is the last four
And
numbers.
that's our new number. That'll be like that way for next week, too.
Yeah, so other than that, anything else, Surlana?
Just have a happy holidays, but stay safe, and get that catfish warmed up for me, Leanne.
All right, so say goodnight, Surlana.
Good night, Surlana.
Spaceboy Universe is hosted by Spaceboy and Surlana. Executive producer is Surlana. Social media producer is Dennis Koch. Associate producer is Lee Ann Cordes. Music production is Spaceboy of SpaceboyMusic.com. Special thanks goes out to Lee Ann K, K28, Mark S, and Bob N. This has been a Spaceboy Universe production. Support the universe by exploring Spaceboy Universe with Spaceboy and Surlana. Sweet dreams, Space Cadets.